The three amigos are back for another call-in show on another Sunday night. Welcome back, everybody. End of the month. This might be a tradition, honestly, now, just moving it from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. But a lot of stuff to talk. Obviously, it's going to be up to you guys. We'll see how long we go. NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. Both New York baseball teams are pretty irrelevant right now. Not going to lie. One isn't even playing, and one is just utter fucking garbage. And then, the New York teams obviously also drafted this past weekend, so that was fun. I mean, we'll recap obviously stuff tomorrow and all this stuff. Yes, the three amigos. Jacob, what is going on?
What's up, my man?
But what was I gonna say? So, I mean, just first thoughts on Alex. You look like a ref right now in the black and white. Well, I mean, I got a hoodie on, so I mean, shout out to Armand in the chat.
Thank you, Armand, for sharing us out.
Thank you. This is basically just, a hangout. I'm going to throw the link in a few seconds also as well. So questions, sports related, it'll also be music related based on what happened on, let's see. Yeah, it was yesterday when these two got into an argument over fucking Nickelback. I mean, I didn't think that was going to spur up, but at least we know we're not James Corden supporters.
James Corden.
Anyway, John, first thoughts.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you all for joining us on this terrible Sunday. Terrible weather for Sunday.
Terrible weather.
This whole fucking weekend ruined my damn Mets game. It got postponed to August yesterday. But we, like you said, if you guys want to talk to us about any of the four major sports, a lot going on in the world right now, go ahead. Feel free to give any of the comments, and also the Yankees video for any of the members in the chat or any of the members watching will be coming out. I already have it recorded for the Yankees Texas Rangers series. So, I'm sorry, Yankee fans. I'm sorry that you.
Are you really sorry?
Hey, I was very apologetic. I don't wish bad upon you guys. I just can't stand when you're.
So you're saying it is the Yankees?
It is. I mean, they definitely. What's it called? They played like the Yankees. They didn't play good.
They played like the rookie ball Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Luca, what's going on with you?
A little down after the Knicks loss, but I'm not too down because this is still plenty of series to go. I think this series goes 7. Knicks didn't shoot well. Obviously, that was the reason they lost in the second half. Obviously, we'll go over analysis a little bit tomorrow, and then we'll have the game Tuesday. NFL draft, the Jets, I wasn't overly impressed, if I have to be completely honest. But that's also a subject for tomorrow. The Yankees stink, and I don't have any intention of watching them, to be honest, right now, because they are a flat-out clown show organization, and that'll remain that way.
Yeah, so here's a little thing that we could use for the Jets. Actually, it was in use for the Jets at the time, but this can also be in use for the Yankees or any other team you're pissed at.
It's such a joke. It's such a joke. This team is so bad. Why don't they learn their lesson? Why do I have to learn the lesson for them? I have not done anything to anyone. I'm a nice human being.
Yeah, we're all nice human beings, at least that I know of. Jacob says he's praying for Brad or Cracklenuts to call in to have beef with John.
Everyone wants beef with me, man. I don't do anything to anyone.
Yeah, debatable subject right there.
All right.
Also, by the way, if you all want something to watch, Bruins-Panthers up by 1 going to the third period.
I'm watching that, actually.
Yeah, I'm watching it too.
Burden. And then we got Mr. Brad in the chat. Hold on, let me get the blocks up as well. Who's the biggest clown show, the Jets or the Yankees? I'd probably, at least the Jets have a quarterback. At least the Jets have something to have hope about. The Yankees is like absolutely fucking nothing. Like the utter garbage. Like they are a 5th place team right now. That's how bad we've gotten. But people, I swear to God, Twitter people are some of the stupidest people because like fucking, I saw a thing that says, oh, well, the Yankees started out like 14 and 15 in the first 20
in 2009.
And I literally said, look, does this lineup have Johnny Damon? Does this lineup have Derek Jeter, Mark Teixeira, fucking Robinson Cano, A-Rod, Hideki Matsui, fucking Nick Swisher, Jorge Posada? Again, this is like why I came into the season just nonplussed. I'm like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Yanks in general, Yanks. Right now, the Yankees in general, the Jets. We will figure it out. We always find a way to make the dance. Yeah, but is that always worth it?
No, it's not.
I
Because
mean, it depends how far you go in the dance.
because I'm going to be fair. Like, I don't want to sound like a prick or I'm wishing bad stuff or wishing, like, I don't know, bad stuff for my team, rooting for them for to tank, as you would call it, but not tanking. Holy shit, Boston just scored.
Yeah, I just saw 2-2.
Anyways, what I was saying was, like, this team needs real fucking change, and I feel like 1 year out of the playoffs would try to do something.
Yeah.
One other quick note. I don't know if y'all saw this, but not only was Aaron Rodgers at the Rangers game last night,
was
he
at
was
the
at the
Knicks
Knicks game today. He's already embracing New York. That is so good to see, especially because it was the funniest thing that I thought the media said. They're going to like, he can't handle New York and the pressure well. He doesn't like to be seen in public, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Malarkey.
Yep.
Now, I respect Aaron Rodgers for kind of embracing the New York thing.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
is.
gonna
He's
lie.
already doing it.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually legitimately enjoy it. Him and Alan Lazard are.
Oh, yeah, they got good chemistry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But guys, firing your questions. Obviously, I put the link out for anyone who wants to call in. If not, you could also just stay in the chat and ask questions. This is more of a hangout stream. So, what's the score between the Panthers and the Bruins?
2-2.
2-2.
This is Brian's team. Brian's a Panthers fan. I don't know if he's working today, so I don't know if he's. I'm sure he's watching somehow, though.
Yeah, he's probably,
whether he's.
Who knows? Will he jinx his own team?
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't asked him, but I could probably. What he probably said? He said probably, you know what? Since we scored the first goal in this game, we got to win, and then watch. They're gonna blow it.
Right.
Just because he said it.
Now, how many people in the chat legitimately watched the Yankees this weekend?
I mean, I watch bits and pieces of them when I can.
No, I mean, no, I know, but yeah, Robbie Ray's out for the year. That's a very it's not very good for Seattle.
I'd like to also mention that Mekhi Becton's kind of poking the bear known as Knicks fans. He's like, it's not looking good for y'all right now.
What is he?
Mekhi Becton?
Yes.
What is he?
I'm assuming he's a Nets fan.
Oh, God. Did you? So, all right. Mr. What's his face?
Wawa?
No, not Wawa. Me and Donald were talking about him
Jabba?
earlier. No, not. What's his face? He does the radio show. Oh, my God.
Evan Roberts.
Evan Roberts. All right.
Are we going to have a lesson in understanding?
I did give him a lesson in understanding. He didn't reply back, but that's expected. But
he's a coward.
He's a clown.
So classless for what he was doing. So I had to give him a little nice message on Twitter because I didn't appreciate that whatsoever. A guy who's just like poking fun at Knicks fans. He's at the game just to like rub it in that they lost one game. And I'm like, dude, shut up, man. Like, really? Like, your team got swept. Why are you fucking talking? Seriously. I've never seen a guy who sticks out his chest and talks about another team after the team got swept.
Definitely not me. John about to be famous on the show tomorrow. Oh yeah, because of all the stress with the New York
Well,
Rangers.
I wouldn't know because I don't pay attention to them. I really don't listen to their show.
Oh, no! I thought he was talking about our show tomorrow, but never.
No. I meant.
You're talking about Evan Robertson.
Yeah, I talk on this show, but I don't
Craig
pay
the Degenerate
attention.
Carton. Is he actually leaving though? Because there were like rumors that Carton would be leaving again.
Why is he getting arrested again?
Yeah, I was about to say, is he gambling?
Yeah, is he back? I don't know.
I haven't seen anything yet, but Fox. It's between him. It's between WFAN and Fox Sports.
Two clown shows. Jacob says, "Isn't Evan Roberts a Jets fan?"
Yes, he is a Jets fan too, and a Mets fan.
He's a boring ass radio host to listen to.
He is.
He is boring as fuck. I'm not going to deny that he has knowledge, but he is
at least
boring.
When he was with Joe Beningo, at least Beningo was
fiery.
Yeah, at least like he had some like passion. So
Roberts is just a whiny guy. He's just whiny. He's just weird.
I know. It's whatever.
Shouts to, again, Crackle Nuts in the chat, John's favorite.
Why am I getting blamed for a Knicks loss? I watched the game.
Wait, who's blaming? Oh, okay. So you are. So I don't know what caused the Knicks loss, honestly, because
they just didn't shoot well today. I think it was an off shooting.
No. I'm talking in terms of if any omen or something like that.
Oh, probably Brian.
I mean,
he did actually, because he said, you know what he said? He said that he hopes that
the Knicks win because the Heat
he doesn't want the
Heat
winning, and he said that right before the game. So anyone you want to blame someone, I'm not the blame. Brian is.
John caused it. Crackle Nuts says.
I'm not. If I can't convince you, whatever.
Shouts Almighty in the chat.
What's up,
Jason says, "Why did the Eagles get so lucky?" I don't know.
They also made good moves too.
I don't think it was luck, to be honest. I think it was just sometimes you just take advantage of other teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so
they're the Philadelphia Bulldogs, as we all know.
Yeah, getting Carter and Nolan Smith.
Kaylee Ringo.
They made the trade for DeAndre Swift, which I think is a good trade. I don't think it's a bad trade.
Another Georgia guy.
I was also going to say regarding Carton, his radio contract runs out at the end of the year.
That's what I was hinting at. So,
and they want to get to the full books really early, so they have to know if he's going to be staying with WFAN. But question is, who would replace him with WFAN? I'm not. It's not like I really care, but it's just who would replace him.
Yeah, I mean, another degenerate gambler. Yeah, he'll be scrolling through his feed the entire show.
But Carton hosts an awful show on Fox Sports 1.
What is it called? Remind me.
What does he do? I don't even know what it is.
Let me look up his show because that's where Carton spewed all the 49ers Aaron Rodgers bullshit, which was not true.
What was he saying?
No, remember how he was saying that Aaron Rodgers was also getting some attention from the 49ers before literally before the Jets traded for him. It's called The Carton Show, weekday mornings, Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to them. I have stopped listening or watching national media or even New York radio and New York shows, just because it's most of them are just so bad. And not to say they
talking points.
What happened?
It's so predictable, the talking points.
I know. Anytime something bad happens, they'll be right on it. They will be
pouncing on it.
Remember the Julius Randle? As soon as he had the bad game, what was everyone saying? Trade him. Yeah,
prognosticators.
Trade him. Then the next game he balls out, don't hear a word. Don't hear a word about
so predictable.
Yeah, it's such garbage. It really is.
Let's see. Jacob says Tibbs' rotations did not help.
He should have opened. Oh boy, Boston just scored again.
Brian's gonna throw a fit.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was he should have opened it up a little more to the bench, because it's clear that nobody could have shot for shit. Obi Toppin wasn't shooting and he wasn't playing defense. I don't know why Knicks fans were questioning why he didn't play in the fourth quarter. It was pretty clear. Manuel quickly was not doing anything offensively, so you got to open up the bench at that point to Deuce McBride and Evan Fournier and someone who could shoot.
Barrett had a bad second half, I think.
He was awful, but for anybody that's blaming solely Barrett for that second half didn't watch the entire game.
Yeah, no, I just think it was an off shooting day. Plus, we didn't have Randall. I'm not panicking. All right.
Right. No, I'm not panicking either.
There's some.
Is there any chance he comes back on Tuesday?
He could, but Jimmy Butler. I think there's a chance Jimmy Butler's rested for Tuesday and gets ready for Game 3 on Saturday, in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So Cracklenut says that John is the good luck charm. It was more Chicago's ineptness than Philly. What about the drafting process? Because I remember, I think, was it Philly that made the trade with Chicago? Keith does the
overnights.
I remember someone told us that he's not doing MLB Network anymore. Luca, you will replace him, or Pete. Imagine one of you guys with
I don't want to
Evan
go on
Roberts.
WFAN.
No, I mean you and Evan Roberts.
No, I don't want to be debating with that moron.
No, I would just like, what's it called? I would literally just like end him in like 1 minute and then let him like cry for 30 minutes.
I feel like Luca in 20 seconds in would take the arm of the mic and swing it at fucking. He'd take
He
it
would.
and swing it at fucking
He would.
Evan Roberts.
They would have to like get security in there because he's just like swinging it at his
It's a
head.
morning show. It's really bad. I like the new young blood that does the evening show on WFAN. Cool Yankees fan. I think he's referring to McPherson, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not going to lie to you. Aaron Rodgers with the Rangers game. This is the only playoff game he's going to see in New York. Wow.
Okay, keep that same energy, Crackle.
Okay.
He takes kids' calls. What, McPherson?
No, Carton, maybe.
I did, because I was about to say.
I don't know who he means.
Shouts to Jeffrey in the chat. Topping pretty.
No show defensively, pretty much. What's up, Jeffrey? How's everything, my man?
I'm a big Obi fan. From what I heard, he wasn't good.
He was spotty shooting wise, which doesn't help.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep, we were just talking about the Boston game. I blame Barrett. He couldn't butter toast.
Okay, what?
It's going to be tough for him because Miami's game plan. Obviously, we'll get into more of this tomorrow, but Miami completely did a 180. They adjusted in the third quarter. They packed the paint and dared the Knicks to shoot from three. And every look they tried to get inside the paint was so complicated. And they kept forcing stuff. And that's why the offense wasn't good.
You know, this guy, John, is sitting here blaming Brian for the Knicks loss. Well, I blame this guy.
Oh, fuck a garbage truck!
Fuck him and a half. He had no business being at the Knicks game today.
Yeah,
All his teams are cursed, or at least not doing well. Obviously, the Mets, the Devils are, I guess, the most better one of his best team right now.
Fuck them.
Fuck the Dolphins, which he roots for. I don't know why he would be a Dolphins fan and a Devils fan and a Mets fan, but he has no business being at Madison Square Garden. It's like James Dolan should have facial recognition, which obviously he has at the Garden. Like Frank the Tank, oh shit, we got to ban this guy. You know who I think was up to bringing him down to the You know who I think was up to bringing him to the Garden? I thought it was Barstool Hubbs.
Is he a Nets fan?
No, he's a Knicks fan.
So I mean, either way, it's just simple clownery.
Yeah, I said it was going to be a curse. It wasn't anybody else. It's him. He's the curse.
Because he wants to make the team feeble for his Nets.
He's just going to bitch and moan while he knows nothing about the team. He was a former Nets fan. So he's from Jersey.
It's a mess. Hold on. I'm just finishing off a text.
Knicks are better than the Heat. They just have to knock down the open threes. Yes, don't let the role players get hot either. There's no reason in hell Kyle Lowry or Kevin Love should be cooking in the paint. Same thing with Max Strus from three. That was the downfall. That was part of the defensive downfall, at least.
Yeah, I just want to throw a couple comments before we get to our first caller. Frank the Tank is a real passionate fan. He speaks the truth about everyone. I mean, yeah, but he's let him stay on his side. Like he roots for the Mets.
He's a fair weather fan. That's what he is. He's a fair weather fan.
Tell him to make some more pancakes.
Oh God, no, nothing. I would have wished that in anyone's kitchen.
I mean, we should again. Jacob proposed the idea, and I think we should do it in 24-hour stream of watching Frank the Tank Cooks videos.
Oh God,
we'd have 100 copyright strikes.
Yeah, we probably would.
So I mean, if we did it,
hold on a second. Not if we do it on playback. We invite everybody over to the playback app. We react to it live. I'm not sure if you have to pay or anything, but you will not get copyrighted.
Who's this according to?
Well, CK2K, a popular Knicks content creator, that's where he does his game streams. And the game is actually on the TV. Sound is on, and he's reacting to the game. I don't know if he has to pay for it. You'd have to look that up, but that's just a future idea.
Yeah. Benji, what is going on?
Benji?
What's up, Benji?
Yeah, prayers and love to Shaq Barrett. His daughter drowned And unfortunately, she has passed away.
Really?
Swimming pool.
I didn't even hear that.
2-year-old daughter drowned in a swimming pool. So
Well,
prayers
look
out
that
to
up.
him and his family. If the Jets do
Oh,
good,
damn.
you can rub it in. Cracklenut says. Knicks were just
I'm glad that I have the approval.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like you were gonna give a shit about his approval anyway.
No.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what else we got. Obi looks lost on defense. We did miss a lot of open threes. Hey guys, sucks we lost, but I'm still optimistic. Knicks win in 6.
Oh, I am. I'm still optimistic. But anyways, like the problem is like with Toppin and even Mitchell Robinson, they fall for fakes so many times. You always see them up in the air.
Yeah,
It's
they're not perimeter defenders. And that's the issue when you have a guy like Kevin Love out there who can stretch the floor for Miami.
No, Mitch can defend on the perimeter, even like in the paint. He hesitates.
No, I know, but he's not built to do that. I'm not saying he can't
right
do it, but I'm saying he's not built. He's built to be down low to protect the rim.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Of course, I completely agree.
We got almost 20 watching. Let's get them likes up, of course. Yeah, when you get the chance, you got to see. I remember they were in the sunglasses. Like I don't have my sunglasses, which would be prudent right now. I'm gonna be not gonna lie to you. But yeah, I was wearing sunglasses, and I saw some of the stuff on Twitter. Who will win the series, Knicks or Miami? Benji asks.
I said Heat. Not Heat. Knicks in 7. It's not going to be a one. It's not. It's going to be a grind fest. As Donald put it perfectly. It's going to be a marathon and a sprint.
Exactly. Obi topping at the best plus minus for the game. Mike O says.
That's only reading box score stats. You actually got to watch the film, watch the game, and see how bad he was on defense. I mean, that's why you don't read everything into the box score. You could say, well, Obi Toppin had 15 points. Okay, that's cool. But how many 3-point shots was he missing? He wasn't driving into the paint. He wasn't good defensively. He was on skates for half the time defensively. I'm not taking shots at Toppin, but I'm telling you how it is. He was not good defensively, and that's why he got hooked for the fourth quarter and didn't play.
Yeah, so Sunil jumps in and says Knicks in 6 and the Yankees finish in dead last. Well, they're in dead last right now. They're not going to finish that way, but they suck. There's no sugarcoating it. They fucking suck.
I'll be completely fair. I have no intention of talking about them tomorrow night or any other night.
Well, of course, if the fans bring it up, we'll
if the fans bring it up, absolutely. I'll answer the questions, but
yeah.
I don't want to.
Yanks will make the playoffs. As of right now, they won't. Fucking 5th place team.
It's a consolation prize. They'll be happy.
Yeah, of course.
The built-in excuses or the silver lining is they overcame all the injuries and we made the playoffs.
Yeah. Who do you think will win, Boston or Philly?
I'm gonna go Philly. Actually, I'm gonna go Philly in 6. I think Boston got beaten down a little bit by Atlanta. And yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
I am actually in agreement with Luca. Although I'll say that series goes to 7.
I think Philly's the way tougher opponent.
Yeah,
I think they are too. Because you got to remember, Jason Tatum did not have his best series in that round to Atlanta too. So
right.
I don't think.
Yeah,
and I think the combination of Harden and Embiid is going to be too. I don't think they have an answer for Embiid down low.
Yeah,
well, it also depends on Embiid's health too, as the chat is mentioning.
Yeah. No, I know. But if he's, when he's back, because I'm assuming he's going to be back. Because I actually don't know how long he's originally supposed to be out for. If I'm being honest.
They said into like the next week, partially this week or so. Which I mean, if he misses game 1, so be it. But if he's back from like game 2, that's fine.
Yeah, I figured maybe game 2 or 3 he'd be back. I didn't think he'd be out the whole series.
Right.
Yeah. So Benji says, "Who wins, Devils or Rangers?" And also Evans in the chat, who's also a Devils fan. So
he's gonna
zip his mouth on it. I think John is going to.
You know what? I'm sticking with my team. I picked them originally to win, so I'm sticking with my team. I'm not backing off. They really scared me in games 3, 4, and 5. They played great yesterday. But you know what? You all are going to get to see me watch it during tomorrow night's live stream. So we'll see.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see what else we got in the chat. Hold on one second. I just want to bring something back real quick. Okay. I'm gonna get to a couple more comments, but first let's welcome on our first caller of the night, Mr. Li. What is going on, man?
What's up?
What is up? I'm surprised you're wearing Yankee gear after this weekend.
Yeah.
Have you watched the Yankees at all?
Yep. I had to watch it at work, and then I just immediately flipped to Peachstream. Well, I was watching it at my house before, and then I had to leave for work. It's 4-0 when I get into the car. I get out of the car, go to work, set my phone up at work so I can watch the game. It's 8-0 in about 30 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been pretty ugly. I can't lie for you guys.
Ugly statement.
And then I see a little bit of the dugout. They are a funeral home. I'm like, who died?
The fucking 2023 Yankees died, okay?
What?
They overdosed on mediocrity.
Yep. I'm like,
It's just such a joke, man. Really such a joke.
why is Boone still managing this team? And why is Cashman still here? Oh, wait, I know why Cashman's still here. He sucks Hal's dick for about 15 minutes. Oh, wait. Let's be honest. He probably only lasts.
He's been doing that for 15 years.
Yep. The only reason he has a job.
It's just such a joke, man. I mean, and then Boone comes out today. Oh, yeah, we finished well. We finished well. Yeah, that's great. How did we fucking start?
I'm just really curious. Where even in that statement, where's the finishing well? You guys lost by 13 runs. Where did you finish well?
No, John, here's the thing. He finished well with his wife, not the game. That's why he's talking.
Couldn't even do that, Li. Couldn't even do that, Li. I wouldn't even quote him on that. He wouldn't finish. Please, we know who. To be completely transparent, we know who's wearing the pants in that relationship.
In the 7th inning, he went down and got some little bit of freaky, and then he finished well there. So that's why he said it, and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, no, it was
Just complete joke.
pretty garbage effort from you guys.
If he was doing it's possible. Hal loves Boone and Cashman. Yep, he loves that too. Jeff,
They're not going. I'm sorry. Shout out Jeffrey anyway. They're not going anywhere. They're everybody's blaming Cashman, which is absolutely the right idea. Salicata, Brandon Tierney, but Tierney is a moron at best. But Boone nobody's catching on to Boone saying these actual stupid things. Like, we finished well today. Well, no, you didn't. You lost 15-2. Your team looks lifeless. Does anybody have the balls to ask him that? No. Because our beat reporters want to be best friends with Aaron Boone. They want to go out to dinner with him.
I'm gonna be at the game Wednesday for you guys. I'm gonna be real. What's it called? I want to see the crowd reaction because that pitching matchup. I was telling Alex.
Clark Schmidt versus Shane Bieber. We're gonna get our asses beat.
Yeah, I want to see if the Boo Birds start coming out.
I mean,
they're not going to come out. I don't know. I'll say this, John. You're right about the Boo Birds, but they will never, not in my experience, say fire Cashman or fire Boone. They don't have the balls because they're all a bunch of homers and they want to go to the Yankee Stadium for their chicken buckets.
I understand there's some homers out there, but there's if you've seen those receptions or anytime there's like a public thing for the Yankees, there's a big call for his firing. There is, and I'm not saying it's every single one, but I mean, I think he should be fired. I think he should have been gone. I think
he should have been gone 2 years ago.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same product you guys put out, and it's just getting worse and worse. You can't sell it to your fan base. I mean, you can, but you can't do a good job of it.
It's a complete joke. It's a complete joke. I'm just gonna go through some other comments here. Maybe we'll get to meet Joe on Wednesday. I don't know if Joe is going, and to be completely transparent, I would have to initiate that. And
I don't know Joe like that, but
yeah, well, he doesn't know. Let's start with he doesn't know Joe at all. First of all, second of all, I would have to initiate. Third of all, I have no interest in going to a Yankee game right now. I mean, I was considering
a couple of
things in my life that I'd rather do than go to the Yankee game and watch my team get their ass beat by Cleveland, kind of like I did in 2019 when they lost
19-5. Here are a couple of notes. Sonny Gray has a .77 ERA. Joey Gallo has a 1.063 OPS. Aroldis Chapman has a 1.74 ERA with 19 strikeouts and 10 innings pitched, and Jordan Montgomery has a 3.18 ERA since leaving. I mean, like, yes, but let me ask this: Does anybody actually suspect something wrong with the Yankees organization in the malice of what they're doing with these injuries, or do you think these players are just not doing things correctly with their body? Like, do you think there's some organizational shit going on? I'm just asking a question. I'm not blaming the organization.
I don't know if it's an organizational thing, but I can't say they've been positive. Like I can't say that. Like I'm not trying to blame training staff or like
Of course,
staff because they can't predict injuries in sports, but I can't say what they're doing is working because like the same people are getting injured and it's the same injuries. How many times has Giancarlo Stanton been hurt with like an oblique or a hamstring injury?
lower body injury.
Li's counting.
I mean, it's true though. It's true though.
I'm not necessarily like. I'm not in the mindset of what LI's trades are proposing, but I know he has been one of the biggest, I would say, campaigners for Giancarlo Stanton to get traded.
Now Felix has been more on that than me.
Felix? Really?
Yeah, Felix has been on that. It was 2018 and 2019. He said flip him. After 2018, he said to trade him. He's been on that since 2019. I've been on that since 2020.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty.
So he has a couple years on me.
Let's see. Of course, that's not for a while. Let's see. I was thinking going to the Giants-Jets game. I'm hoping it's in September so we have some good weather. Maybe we do something to commemorate the lives lost. Of course, that's not for a while, but hope the summer flies by. Yeah, I mean, Giants-Jets on 9/11 Monday Night Football, I definitely would go to.
That would be smart.
I was going to say May 11th. Thursday, May 11th. I apologize if I'm interrupting anybody, but May 11th they will be releasing the schedule.
Yeah,
Thursday, May 11th.
I was about to say, are they actually on 9/11? Because if they are, that's actually amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. There was somebody on the radio.
Joe Beningo said that's a possibility.
Yeah, does Joe Beningo have sources?
Yeah, he's retired, so that's hard to believe.
His nurse is his source.
I mean, he ain't that old. He's not that old. He's not playing golf. It's his golf buddy who's the source. It's his golf buddy.
Okay. Wait,
probably.
You talking? Wait, hold on. His golf buddy's the source?
I'm not saying that seriously. I'm saying that as a joke.
I was about to say, if you're serious, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know who that guy is. So
I don't think there's a golf.
we went down a far rabbit hole here.
Yes.
Let's see, 1K subs. I made it. Congratulations,
congrats,
Daniel.
Man! Congrats.
Here's the
Yankees. All right, you were saying LI.
Here's the thing: if we lose 2 of 3 against the Guardians, the Rays are coming in. Oh no, we're going to Tampa. Rays are like, we're killing them. They're done. They're done. It's 3-0. I expect nothing less. That's the message Kevin Cash is saying to the guys.
So what do you?
Yankees are down, and they're looking to end them, and then put the nail in the coffin next week.
Mm-hmm. So Li, what do you do then if you're like running the show for the Yankees? Like, what would you suggest they do? Obviously, besides get those knuckleheads out of office and firing the manager. Like, is there players you want to trade? Is there players you want to bring up? Like, what are your suggestions and thoughts?
If we fall out of it, DJ, go. I wouldn't say Rizzo because I need him to stay for Murakami. I'm going to go around. Trevino, I'm going to stay because we don't have catcher depth. Rizzo stays. Torres, I'll shop you. Volpe, you're staying.
Hold on. What'd you say about Torres?
I'm shopping him. If we fall out of it, shop him.
I was about to say. So we all know where that goes.
You're staying. Peraza, you're staying. DJ, you're gone. Hicks, you're just getting designated for assignment. Bader,
Hicks should just
you're getting shopped.
Hicks should just be thrown in a garbage can and sent down the Hudson River.
Bader's getting shopped. Florial, you're going in center. Jones or Dominguez, if one of you are ready by the deadline, which at this point it's going to be Jones. That dude is on fire.
Yeah. I know Jones was.
If you're up, then you're just going to be up there. And then Judge, you're in right field.
Yeah. The Yankees had no plan coming into this season with trades in depth. No, they didn't. They had one move and run it back. I really said it,
Yep.
but nobody fucking listened to me. Donaldson is a waste. Higgy gone. I mean, there's a couple of backup catchers we have in the system. I think the Yankees are a last place team. Hard to believe they become better than the Orioles. I just didn't think that. I didn't think they would be better than the Red Sox. And honestly, I made a bet with somebody that they would be better than the Red Sox because I didn't think the Red Sox would be jack shit. But they're about the same record as us. Plus, like, yeah, they're better in the standings right now for division maybe, but the nail in the coffin.
Aren't they
would be
above
Ron
us in the
Tucker.
division because they won a series against us? Or no?
I don't think the Yankees have played the Red Sox
No,
yet.
I don't think so yet. I don't
No.
think they've played yet.
Yeah.
It has to be like something like division record or something like that. It's like one of those little tiebreakers. I'll look it up for you.
Yeah, I would like to see Austin Wells. Yankees are ass. I'm so happy that the Yankees are ass. Baseball is better when the Yankees are ass. You a Mets fan by any chance, Mike?
I think he might be.
I was trying to sniff that out a little bit.
Yeah.
If you bring up 4 to 5 guys, maybe 2 or 3 will stick and be good. That's pretty much a good point right there. Let's see. Can't wait to see if we play the Jets early. I feel like the Giants would win just because our QB knows our offense. Of course, I could be wrong. But Dexy gonna give your new center some work.
Just found something. I don't know what the exact tiebreaker is. The Yankees are lucky to have a run differential of +2, but the Yankees against 500 ball clubs are 11-12.
Oh, that's actually shocking. I thought we were under that.
Yeah, well, that doesn't. Yeah, I mean,
The Red Sox have also scored more runs. I mean, we could go if you want. We can make this into a Yankees offense thing. I can look up their stats, how bad they are.
Pretty bad.
I think I'd rather read an entire dictionary in 24
Yeah,
hours.
seriously. I'm reading a dictionary rather than reading that.
I would rather read the ingredients on a Campbell's soup label or something.
I'd rather grab one of the Kraft mac and cheese out of my closet and read the freaking whole direction.
Yeah,
of course.
Just completely awful. Not like the Mets. A Braves fan.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
Braves.
Ooh,
Mike, you should call in. You should
Mike.
call in.
Ooh.
Hey, Mike, can we have Mike
Listen.
Soroka, by the way?
Yeah.
Can we have Mike Soroka? Just saying. We need
You
to
know,
further depth.
The last person I kind of expected to talk shit was a Braves fan. And listen, I admire the Braves. I'm not going to lie to you. I rooted for them in 2021, but we have a Mets fan on the panel, so that's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
John, what do you think of Braves fans?
I hate the Braves so much.
But at least Mike hasn't been bragging or rubbing it in your face.
No, he hasn't.
Not yet.
I have nothing against Mike.
Mike, by the way, I am endorsing you to try to talk shit to Angry John because like Crackle Nuts has already created that. I'm looking for him to start a new war.
A new war? It's like
new
everyone
war.
wants me to be upset.
You're Angry John. I mean, that's just like that's what it
Jimmy.
is.
But I can't get 5 seconds of peace and happiness.
No, I mean, you're Angry John A. Look at that teams you root for B.
That's true. No, I think honestly, Mike, I know the Braves are better than the Mets. I'm not saying they're not because I don't think the Mets have been that good. I think they're about the same, maybe a little bit better than the Yankees right now, just because the Yankees are on a skid and the Mets have just been average at best.
Yeah. I was the biggest Braves fan last year when they took the division. Yeah. He only's got the Braves, though. The Commanders are mid, and we'll always get to work for my Giants. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Nate, where do you get Commanders from, honestly? Because I'm looking at it. It says he's got a John Michael Schmitz thing. So that's the part I will agree with. If he is a Giants fan, of course. The Mets are absolute garbage. Nothing.
No, I agree. I don't think they're that good right now. I was so happy, though, when they sent David Peterson down. I thought he was a joke.
Everyone at work is a Mets fan and kept getting under their skins. John, the NHL wants you upset. That's why they put the Rangers right in the middle of tomorrow's pod.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
You're all good. Mets have more potential than the Yankees, that's for sure. That's debatable, but the Yankees have untapped potential that they never use. I think that's just what it is.
I think the one shocking thing at the end of April is the Pirates are the best team in the National League.
That's a mind blower.
That is
an absolute mind blower.
I have never seen I've seen teams that are just like come out of left field. That is like one of the most random and most like
I think out of like 3 left fields.
Yeah. No, it's good for them. Like I have nothing against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like I'm happy that they're relevant again. Mr. Andrew McCutcheon returns and they're all of a sudden good again.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah, no.
But before I pop you out, Li, what are your thoughts on what the Giants did this weekend?
Oh, it was amazing. John Michael Schmitz. I love Banks. It feels weird to have a competent football GM or a competent GM in general. Because my Yankees, their GM's a moron. Giants, I'm used to their GM being a moron. Blue Jackets, I haven't gotten time to assess yet. And I don't know that much about hockey, so...
Really? You're a Blue Jackets fan? Wow,
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like their logo. I looked at the logo.
Okay. Fair
and
enough.
I said, I'll pick that one.
I picked that one. What was
So-
I gonna say? You were saying Li?
I was like, that was about it.
Oh,
Except for, God, do we suck.
I don't plan on watching the Yankees the next few days.
Yeah, I'm good.
I plan on doing channel stuff and mental health stuff that doesn't involve the New York Yankees. That's just me though. But Li, any final thoughts?
Go Giants.
Yes.
At this point.
2 Giant fans on the panel, 2 Jet fans on the panel. Appreciate you for popping on, my man. I'll see you around. All right. So real quickly before we get to our next caller, just want to point out Braves, Giants, Knicks fan. Why am I a Braves fan? Because my dad was a Braves fan, so I was basically forced.
Elliot, Mike,
That's
at least you know what, Mike? I respect that you're a Knicks fan. We'll be back. Don't worry. Game 1, it was just a little fluky. All right. Don't worry. But let's go Knicks.
Yankees always frustrate me. JMS is a beast. I cannot wait. I got to clip my reaction to that. I mean, that was just going fucking bananas.
He already clipped the reaction to our first round pick. So
it was awesome. Can Joe Shane become the Yankees GM, please? I mean, yeah, the Yankees need like some common sense. You were saying, Luca?
I was going to ask John. John Heyman suggested this, and I thought this was interesting, but he's never said this for the Yankees. He said 2 rain delays in a row for the Mets. They should build a dome or at least build a covering over the stadium before they go get Shohei Ohtani. That should be their first priority.
what?
Nope.
He didn't say that. You're lying. You just pulled that
I'll
ass.
John
I
Heyman knows
swear
how to
I'll-
do these things. Come on.
He didn't say what?
I'll pull up the tweet, I swear. Mets need a retractable roof to avoid another weekend like this. Steve Cohen looked into it and found the price tag exorbitant. But it would be the greatest gift to the fans, even better than the best free agent.
Makes sense. Shouts to Booyah in the chat. Can we get an APB for House Balls, please? That is I like that. I'm gonna start that comment because that was generally funny. So with that being said, we're gonna pop on the next caller, and the caller has the username. I don't know his name in chat. I'm gonna be honest. So it's gonna be interesting to see what his name actually is in chat. But Boonokio and Preparation H for Hicks. And you know what this reminds me of, John? When we were doing our your senior project, right? And Matt Perez. So to put this in the background, right? John has had a senior project, and it was for communication, so it had to be revolved around that. So he decided to do sports game show, and the host of that game show was not John; it was somebody he put in. And in the middle of like the commercial break, or at least the break we took, the intermission, he came back with this show has been sponsored by Preparation H. Have hemorrhoids your way.
I didn't even tell him to say that, but that was funny.
I mean, it was pretty funny. I'm gonna get to your question in the comments sec. Armand says, "Give me a retractable roof over a dome." Yeah,
I don't even care about that. I'm like, but to say that over getting the best player in baseball, like, what are we fucking talking? What are we talking about here?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
What? I'm just
But
okay.
let's get to our next caller. What is going on, man?
I don't even know where to begin.
I like his tagline: "Bitches in the Yankee clubhouse."
Well, I will disclose the mystery. You know, you've probably seen me in Simonetti's chats a lot. I'm Sunil.
All right, what's going on, man?
Neil.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
What is going on, man?
You talk about GMs. Let's get rid of Cashman and try our luck with Sabian and
Yes.
Minaya before we
Yes.
go to Shane and any of these other guys. We got to stick in house because that's basically been the Yankee way. Is like, oh well, we have so and so here and so there. I mean, we have resources, but they just aren't executing.
It's been the same story, like the past few years. And I kind of agree with that thing of try Sabian now because one of our good friends who happens to be in the comments sometimes, he was a big advocate of like Brian Sabian should be the GM, even before he was considered to be a Yankee scout coming back to the team. And obviously he won, what was it, 3 world championships in San Francisco? That's obviously on his record with Bruce Bochy. And then obviously the next thing would be getting an actual old school GM or just letting Boone do his job, whether that's a good thing or not. But I think the thing is the Yankees are too outdated, but they're also like progressive in the wrong way. Because like Mike Fishman, he's so bad. He is like the head of the analytics department, or at least somewhere in that area. He's just so bad.
Man, our front office is so bad. It's an SNL skit waiting to happen on a cold opening.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. It's just it's such.
He
a
is,
joke.
by the way, he is the assistant general manager and head of the analytics department.
He should go.
Well,
He should go be the GM of like the freaking Diamondbacks or something. Well, they're kind of doing okay, so he should go be the GM of the Nationals or something.
Reds.
The Staten Island Ferry Hawks.
So we're talking about analytics and numbers, right? In years past, we've seen Vic DiBitetto videos when the Yankees are not even this bad, but maybe just a step up, maybe.
Yeah,
And we have God knows how many players on the aisle now. It begs the question: is there a comedian's IL? Print that.
I mean, Vic is insanely funny. I mean, there's a lot of things that. First of all, I went to see him in 2020.
He's therapy.
He is therapy. He is therapy. I went to see him in 2020 back in the old town I lived in. Really funny. Even pulled out some of the Yankee locker room jokes, which we all know and love. He actually went to school with my godfather and Luca's godfather as well because he grew up here in Brooklyn. But yeah, like I just remember like one of my favorites that he did was 2017. And you look, I think it was 2017 or 2016. Anyway, the starting pitcher was Michael Pineda.
2017.
2017. And this was on Old Timers Day. And you know what? Funny enough, we were playing the Texas Rangers at home. And I think the final score was like 8-7. Gary Sanchez had I think he had a home run in that game or something it was like 8-7. They almost won the game. But then he turns the hat and goes, if Pineda doesn't suck. I mean, it's just one of the funniest things, but he must be taking like blood pressure medication after this fucking Yankee team.
Well, we're talking about getting Sabian to try to get him at GM. It begs the question: is Brian Wilson still available and willing to unretire to become our closer? Maybe we have somebody more reliable than Clay freaking Holmes.
You have to shave his beard.
We could always. Didn't he shave his beard at one point and he looked really weird? I think he shaved his beard when he went to LA. No,
he did.
Yeah, I think he did. Also, you're forgetting about somebody. I think he's a free agent, Sergio Romo.
Yeah, that's
former
another
Giants
name
closer.
San Francisco team. That's another name.
We'll keep bringing out the old Giants names from the 2012
Well,
team.
that guy's been a travel,
journeyman.
He's been a travel agent. He's been around the Tampa Bay to
Toronto,
Giants, Toronto, yeah. I think even Baltimore. You can't. It's so it's so bad in Yankee land when you can't even use Baltimore glory hole jokes anymore.
Exactly.
Because they're better than us. We're the glory holes now. I mean, it's just it's such a mess. It's such a mess. I'm gonna go through some comments here. Yeah, I think he retired. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sergio Romo retired very recently. Actually, Pineda is not signed yet. Yeah, I did see that the Giants are reconveying talks with Saquon. They said they do that after the draft. Boone is a puppet. I absolutely agree. 3-3 tie game. Watch the Yankees sign Mad Bum for the bullpen. I don't want that to happen. We don't need another.
We have enough. We have enough Mad Bums as it is. We don't need Madison Bumgarner.
That's a good point. And that would only be adding to the San Francisco Yankees that we would probably bring on if you were talking about names here.
And if you want to bring in a interesting take, maybe the Yankees front office and maybe the team should try the same dark retreat that Karen Rogers did and see what that brings on the other side.
Oh God, I just wonder how they would conduct it. Like, to be completely fair though, like the way this team is soft-minded and shit, I feel as though they would not last. What was it? 4 days in a cave?
Yeah, 4 days in a little cave.
They'd be just alone with their thoughts.
Wasn't there a famous blackout in New York in like 1977 or 78? And what happened that year? The Yankees won.
Exactly.
So wait, are you telling me that me and John need to take out the whole electricity of New York City for the Yankees to win a World Series?
That's what I have to do to get any of my teams to win. I mean, hey, you guys mentioned some Giants. I hear that Darren Ruff is back on that team.
No.
No. Absolutely not. So, Luca, you said what? This is the Darkness Retreat?
Yes, this is the Darkness Retreat. So, who are we putting in the Darkness Retreat first? Aaron Boone?
Hicks.
No, Hicks just needs to go in general.
There's no saving him. Maybe Gleyber Torres. Damn.
Maybe just put all your injured guys there. You know, when they come back.
Maybe they'll heal.
Natural healing.
Let's start with the captain and work our way down the totem pole. Let's go Judge, Stanton, Sevy. Maybe Rodon's flexor tendon heals, as a result.
That's a good point.
Because God knows we cannot stand Clark shit in that starting rotation.
He's god awful.
I don't know how. I mean, I know that there's so much injuries right now, but I don't know how they could throw him out every fucking fifth day.
Isn't his ERA over a touchdown? I mean, he's worse than the Jets defense.
Okay, that was pretty funny. Let's take a look at his. John, you're going to see him on Wednesday.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see a 10-0 Yankees loss.
10-1,
actually. They'll score in the bottom of the ninth with an Anthony
Right now, with the way the offense is not scoring any run, the opposition score, you have to clearly give it a 10 multiplier. Today, it felt like 150-20, for example.
But it's not even like I watch some of these guys in the box and I'm like, what is their approach at the plate? It's so ugly.
It's mercy.
Especially even besides today's game, you look at yesterday's game where Evaldi threw a shutout, complete game shutout against you guys. Like some of the swings were ugly. Like it was like I think he only had 2 or 3 hits yesterday, so it's not like this is the first time you like get blanked or anything. But Jesus Christ, like whether it's Hicks, whether it's Cabrera in the box, Trevino wasn't looking that good before he got hurt. You could throw a bunch of guys, so.
Yeah. Recollet says if we score 1 run, we should stop the game. I agree with that. Because that's the most we'll get. And also, we should grab Nick Swisher because he's playing for this. He was playing at least 1 game for the Savannah Bananas. Might as well try him out as, one of the outfielders, maybe even I'm not moving Rizzo.
He might be better than Hicks.
Are Ricky Henderson and Julio Franco still around?
Yes, they're still alive.
You know what? If we're talking about old players, why don't we just get Jamie Moyer? You know what? Better of fact, hold on. Let me see if Rafael Palmeiro is still playing because I'm
Dave
pretty
Winfield,
sure
Reggie Jackson.
That's another good one. Let's see.
How about
Jay Buhner?
Right. Let's see. Yeah. So Rafael Palmeiro last time was playing in 2019, but it was for like independent baseball. I mean, he's a better hitter than Aaron Hicks lifetime. So.
Should we get guys from the Ferry Hawks?
No.
No. Ferry Hawks.
I mean,
I don't know if Hicks is good. Is Hicks really good enough to be on the Ferry Hawks?
Is Hicks good enough to play baseball in general? Forget about which team he's playing for.
Exactly. Good point.
Can he even play golf?
Well, like we always say.
It's gotten to a point where if they make a Cashman movie, let it be known Denzel Washington refuses to play Hicks. He's absolutely like he's doing the Jack Nicholson. He's like,
I'm trying to look at this Fairy Hawks roster because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of former Mets on there.
Daniel Murphy was on the Long Island Ducks. Daniel Murphy. Please.
Bring him back. Fuck that. Bring him back. Come on.
No, we need Matt Harvey.
Daniel Murphy? You mean Bill Buckner at second base in the 2015 World Series?
That whole team became Bill Buckner for me. I had Yoenis Cespedes kicking the ball in the outfield, looking like he was playing for the World Cup.
You might as well bring him back. I mean, we love power hitters that like are past their primes. Chris Carter, Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, maybe we should try to make peace with Vlad Guerrero Jr. and bring his dad back because that's apparently the beef he has.
You know what? Manny Ramirez honestly doesn't sound bad. I mean, he was playing a couple of years ago, hitting shots in like Japan. Let's see.
Manny Ramirez was recently playing cricket in the West Indies. The way he swings his bat.
Let's see. He was playing. Let's see. So he has not played since 2017 with that was for Japan, and then he wanted to go to China and play.
Wait, can we look at the list of MLB free agents that are like very old?
I mean, you know what? Bring back Troy Tulowitzki. He retired in a Yankee uniform. That was god awful. I remember that. That was just bloody.
Didn't he
awful.
play like 10 games or something like that?
Bring back John Sterling's favorite player. Happy holiday, Matt Holiday.
You might as well. Again, we're only counting down the days till Christmas when Brett Gardner returns.
He still hasn't even retired. Here's the list of names that are free agents.
We'll both be giving him his number back, though.
Ooh, I don't know.
I bet on him. No.
I was going to say, like, in terms of free agents, Zach Britton's still on the free agent list.
Didi.
Well, God knows we can use bullpen help after today.
Our former rival, David Price.
You know, I'm surprised they didn't trot out a position.
Wait a second. So the theory behind David Price is if you can't beat him, join him.
Just like Kevin Durant did with the Warriors. Mm-hmm. If you can't beat him, join him.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
Maybe
but except we don't have a Steph Curry.
No.
Maybe Kevin Durant can play left field for y'all.
Please no. Please no. Please no. Please don't wish that upon us.
Alcides Escobar, Andrelton Simmons. Remember when all the rumors were surrounding the Yankees last year?
You know what? Let's bring back Alex Gordon. Why not? Why not?
Yes. Are we just going to bring back the 2015 Royals? Is this what we're going to do now?
The team that beat the Mets.
Yeah, the team that decided to kick my team's ass because we like to play soccer.
Is Johnny Gomes available?
Johnny Gomes, that's a name.
Oh my God.
You know who's also available? Marwin Gonzalez and Greg Bird.
Greg Bird. I have an autograph.
Greg Bird, you mean the guy who's basically got glass feet?
He's as Vic DiMatteo said, he's got Teixeira-itis.
Classic.
I mean, I love Teixeira, but that's very much on point.
I mean, Greg Bird could be the male Cinderella, basically. It's glass feet with a rubber slipper. It's the other way around.
Oh man!
Remember when the Yankees had this guy, Kyle Barraclough?
Wasn't he like a closer for like the Twins?
He used to be a Marlins closer.
Marlins.
A great thought just came to my mind. I mean, if Vic DiMatteo truly is on the comedy IL, call me up.
Okay.
Okay.
You might as well. I mean. Also, Jacob, you remember when the Yankees had Gio Gonzalez for like 3 games in spring training?
Oh my God!
And then Frank the Tank criticized the Yankees for like cutting him. Like, no, he was utter garbage after that. It was stupid. Chris Archer, yeah, that's another name. Mike Minor.
You know what? Let's bring back former Yankee Jacob Lindgren. He's a free agent.
Isn't that the guy who plays for the the fucking Rangers?
No, that's Ryan Lindgren.
That's Ryan Lindgren.
I know. You think I was being fucking serious?
Yeah.
Lindgren. How about Socrates Brito?
No, let's bring back Jan Hervis Solardi. We need
Gerardo Parra.
What about
Cairo Estrada?
I hate the fact that we traded him for cash on the dollar. Bro, I could have used that money to buy a house or something.
What about Eduardo Nunez? He might be able to help.
Oh God.
Ramiro Mendoza.
What about Jose Peraza?
Oh God, he was.
How about if we actually persuade Mariano Rivera to really teach Mariano Rivera Jr. the cutter?
Yes.
Isn't he with the Nationals?
I'll look that up.
I could have swore his son's with the Nationals.
God bless him.
Of
Although,
I
all
was about to
teams,
say.
of all teams,
I could have swore he's
Rivera Jr. I believe is 29.
well, actually,
and
wait a second. We shouldn't be crapping on the Nationals. They actually beat the Astros in the World Series, so they're a step above us.
Yes, essentially, yeah. That's
Mariano
unfortunate.
Rivera Jr. is on the voluntarily retired list. So he's no longer
retired?
playing. But he's 29, though. He's 29.
29.
whoa.
Mo's like, hold on. Mo's like 40-something.
Nah, he's
Mo's
like
younger
50.
than me? Damn.
Mo's
Mariano
gotta be like
Rivera.
50.
Mariano Rivera's 53.
Okay, then we're the same age then.
I was about to say Mo's like 50 and his son's 29. It's just like,
Mhm.
where the hell?
See, I was
maybe
gonna-
you want
I'm
to play.
gonna-
Hold on. Maybe we'll get one of Posada's kids to play. I mean, at this point,
I mean, Posada's son has to be like 23, maybe, right? Like right before his prime.
let's do what the Blue Jays did and just like every even legend we had or like
J
good player,
Happ.
we're gonna call them up. Yeah, J Happ. Speaking of Blue
No.
Jays.
Instead of J Happ, you might as well get his namesake in Hollywood, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can I?
Uh,
show something on
You know what I
Zach
thought
Marino?
was a real slap in the face to you guys over this weekend? So they bring up Jake Bowers, and he makes an incredible grab, and then he gets hurt. This is torture for you guys.
Absolute torture.
That was like the next ugliest thing to a Tua Tagovailoa concussion in Cincinnati when his fingers went all like this.
It's just such a joke.
You know who we need to
Brian
coach the team?
Roberts?
We need Mike Frances as coach of the team.
Go
No,
after this.
Like-
He's gonna fall asleep.
I'm tired of this. He's gonna fall.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a team meeting.
This is. Can I just show? I'm going to show something on the screen. This is what somebody replied to when John Heyman mentions that the Yankees are in fourth place and essentially tied for last.
This team is people. Choose it. But that's people. That's what you want to call it. Hello!
Bitch, I wake up.
Someone just infected me! Fucking Paul C walked in this.
It
doesn't matter. I don't live in trouble. He's clueless. Only
Bitch, I'm flyer than a pitch. Yeah, I stand my paper way taller than a
By the precious blood of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, let the curse of God swallow up your face and body forever. Let your eye be.
What is this turned into?
Contestants on The Biggest Loser.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
You know what that's turned into? That's contestants on The Biggest Loser.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, bring back Bartolo. Bring back Jason Giambi. Yep. Even though I still think that I still
wait
think
a second.
Teixeira was
Hold
more
on a
valuable.
second. Hold on a second.
Nick Johnson.
That was Brian Cashman's favorite guy.
Since the Yankees just played the Rangers, are the Texas Rangers, now that they beat the Yankees, going to go meet with the New York Rangers in Jersey now?
What?
You don't get the Francis.
No,
Hold on.
I get it. It's the stupid fucking Francesa shit. It's no.
I mean, if they just kicked our ass, I mean, Mike says if Frank the Tank managed the Yankees, they would be undefeated.
Yep.
No, they wouldn't.
I'm
Yes,
clapping
they
so
wouldn't.
slowly you probably couldn't even hear it. You can probably just see it.
Probably.
I'm curious which job Eric Kratz was offered. According to Pete, they offered him a job and he declined. What the
Oh,
Yankees?
please replace Aaron Boone. Please replace Aaron Boone.
I don't. The idea of Eric Kratz doesn't sound appetizing either. It's like he would be a straight puppet in my opinion. Not that I have any disrespect towards him. Listen, it's just
Let me tell you something. Dave Martinez was the manager in 2019 for the Nationals. He was not great with the Chicago Cubs in his heyday in the 80s. So there's really no merit to that theory whatsoever.
well, I'm talking as in like not Eric Kratz being like a terrible baseball player because Aaron Boone was like he wasn't that great with the Yankees. Obviously,
He was a
but he was a
high-level
bench
player.
player. But I'm saying in the terms of like, would he actually manage, or would the Yankees do
The thing is
cash
with Kratz, I'm sorry to interrupt. The thing is with Kratz, he said that Aaron Boone was tough on his players, but I refuse to believe that. Not
No, he
because
wasn't.
The thing with Aaron Boone is you put him on the Geico commercial, his nose might actually grow with every lie he knows.
I think we could. I think we have enough justification to remove the might from that conversation. Let's see. To answer your question in the chat, Jacob, yes, Martinez is still with the Nats. I don't know how. I think.
Well, to be fair, he's got no roster, so it's like.
I mean,
he's practically managing a AAA.5 team.
He is.
I wouldn't even go as far as.
Don't worry, they beat my feeble Mets 2 out of 3 games because we're so good. We're so good. We scored like 1 run in the first 2 games, then we had a dog fight.
Let me ask you something, Professor. Why is it the Mets go after Yankee wash-ups like David Robertson?
I mean, I love David Robertson. I think he's been excellent, but I don't know why they do what they do half the time. This team literally tried to sell me that David Peterson would be good.
We went after Met retreads in 96 and 98 and got 2 championships, maybe 3 out of that.
We go after the washed and old players. We took on your Robinson Cano, which I hate him so much.
Curtis Granderson.
I like Granderson, actually. Granderson was good with us. But we just do the stupid things.
Well, Castro.
Castro is another one.
I know who actually will consider signing if we do make a Cashman movie. Who would actually sign up to play Hicks? Jamie Foxx.
I would not. To be completely transparent, as we like to say, I don't know that I would wish anything upon anybody to play Aaron Hicks in a role. It's like I would have to really despise that person.
Now you know the frustration behind my screen name. You know, when I picked on the 2 worst people on this entire roster, manager and player included.
Yeah, there's and then to back that up, there's IKF.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised that if Jamie Foxx is actually a better left fielder than Aaron Hicks.
He is.
Well, Alex, to back your point, actually to contest your point, you ever see Game Season Live with Pete? He actually called him Isaiah Kiner Mays after those 2 catches he made in was it Minnesota?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, it was earlier this week. He made 2 ridiculously diving catches.
So he's upgraded to at least an average center fielder, still better than Aaron Hicks.
But
not better.
Well, he's a contestant for a remake on Major League. You know, when they make it about the New York Yankees instead of the Cleveland Guardians.
Yes,
that's a good point. And I was actually I don't know why. I think I was reading up on that, and they were supposed to make a Major League 3 like a few years ago with like some of the same cast members, and the plot behind it was supposed to be Charlie Sheen coming out of retirement to help like another pitcher's like. I'm like, okay, we're getting a little too far. And apparently they made a 3rd one. Well, it wasn't really a 3rd, but it was kind of like you had American Pie 1, you had American Pie 2, then you had the wedding one. That's kind of what they did with the what was it?
It was back to the minors. It was like
and
not
apparently that
with
movie
any
sucked.
of the major characters.
Mm-hmm.
But
Roger Dorn was, I think, the star in that one.
But I'll tell you one thing: John Carlos Stanton would make an excellent Pedro Serrano because he can't hit a breaking ball for shit.
That's a very good point.
Wow, what
That's
a
very good point. And who would be the friggin' Rick Vaughn? It'd be Chapman if he was still on the team.
Chapman.
It was Chapman.
Who's like really?
But apparently now he found control in Kansas City.
Apparently, they haven't been checking his left hand like they checked Scherzer because they apparently didn't find enough rosin and sweat.
I know.
Even though he's got sweat coming from his fucking...
Such a most ridiculous suspension. I think that was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
John, you absolutely have to feel like you've got AARP status with your 2 aces the way they are at 40-plus years old between Verlander, Mr. Kate Upton, and Scherzer.
No, listen. You know what? They're coming back this week. I'm just gonna, hold out and pray. But I always hold out and pray. It never fucking works. So.
Mm-hmm.
one thing goes right for you, one thing goes wrong for you.
Yeah.
Just for instance, what was it? The Rangers won last night. The Knicks fucking lost today.
Now,
Yes.
here's another thing that went right. Here's another thing that went right in Texas. Did you see on draft day that story about Deuce Vaughn and his dad?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
That was just next level. I mean, I'm beyond words right now, in a pleasant tense actually for this one. Yeah. I mean, they were talking about at the end of the second round last year in the division round that Mike McCarthy wants to implement the West Coast offense. Vaughn becomes essentially a Darren Sproles type for this implementation.
Definitely got the size because he's like 5'6", and I think Sproles was like the same measurements. John looks like he all dodged a bullet with letting.
What did I tell everyone? Well, I told him that it's not worth giving him a big contract. He's been, what is this, his third time getting hurt already? We're not even past April. No, I'm serious. Am I right or wrong?
No. I've seen the arm injuries. Like, he left opening day with an arm injury. Now he left with a bruised forearm. He's going to the IL now.
Yeah. And I wish
he's
nothing
gonna have a fractured test.
But anytime you have a flexor strain type of issue or any sort of an elbow issue in the back of your mind, and this time, no jokes aside, this is a serious context conversation.
Yeah.
You have to be very, very alarmed and concerned about the three magical letters TJS. Tommy John surgery.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. And that's why I don't like giving pitchers that have like constant injuries, because remember DeGrom was before he only played half a season last year and he was out the whole year before that pretty much. So it's not like this guy has had a track record of staying on the field.
Right. But see, look at this. I mean, at least your guys made at least 3-4 starts already in April.
Mm-hmm.
Rodon hasn't even seen the field.
No, yeah. No, I mean, but Verlander hasn't seen the field. I know he's coming back supposedly this week because he made a rehab start, I think it was Friday, if I'm not mistaken, or if it was the day before that. I don't remember when. But again, like, just it's why I'm always, at least with Verlander, the contract isn't a long-term deal, and it's more like, hey, we're just going to try and win it all. But it's why I didn't want to give. I love DeGrom, like, he's great on the field, but when he can't stay healthy, it's not fucking worth it.
Fair point.
Somebody actually made a meme of Cashman with Thanos' fist related, and it was basically related to Yankees 2023, and the justification behind it is basically every star acquisition he's made, every free agent contract he's signed. Just wait for him to snap the fingers as soon as spring training and the season begins, and they all disappear.
Yeah, no, that's 100% accurate. Actually, I mean, I was a guy who fucking wanted Rodon. I was slamming. For the past 2 years, I've been slamming the table. March, when they came back from the union crap, I said sign Rodon. Trade deadline, you didn't get Castillo, go get Rodon. And then obviously 3 times the charm, it worked. And guess what? It didn't work because, he is.
But here's the thing, though. Robbie Ray has the same flexor strain situation.
Yeah.
All right.
He just
that Rodon is suffering from. He's already down for the year. That's got to basically concern you about Rodon's status to even come back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why? That's the single one thing that befuddles me entirely about Cashman. Why is he so silent? Or maybe he's stealth behind the scenes looking for something. Or maybe he's trying to work some magic potion with Mad Bum, trying to resurrect the 2010 through 14 Mad Bum, if possible, and add to this rotation, because God knows Brito and Schmidt. I turn the TV. If there is a level below 0 in volume on my TV, that's where it would be whenever these two guys are pitching.
This is a good point, but like
I think
it's just admitting wrong, because like you mentioned, obviously Robbie Ray is already out for the year, and God knows how long Judge is going to be out. You mentioned the thing about Rodon with the flexor strain and all that stuff. He's had those elbow issues, I believe, in the past. So, I mean, this is not a surprise. And listen, I like the guy. I wanted the Yankees to sign the guy. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to know more than all of us, and apparently they do not. So
the YPM. I like to say that the YPM was talking about how the Yankees were starting to make contact at the end of the Yankee game. Apparently, somebody tweeted that.
That's what I was just about to say. That's a good pretext to my next point, is that basically in the 90s, we didn't have home run or nothing mentality. We had pass the baton going, small ball, walks, hit by pitches, all the basic things that at least get a rally going, score runs by things other than the home run. This entire transformation of mentality to home run or nothing has just completely killed it.
It's
completely agree.
I mean, even just like outside of a Yankees standpoint, I was on a Blue Jays podcast last week because I had to go on for the Yankees Blue Jays recap, and one of the topics someone brought up is, Juan Soto. Like, do you think he deserves to get paid and all this other stuff? Like, he's had a really bad year, and it just seems like these players. And yes, I know it's straying from the Yankee topic a little bit, but like these players burn out easier, right? I mean, Joey Gallo, I think, is doing at least decent, better than what he was the last few years. Probably somewhere in the 240s, 250s batting average. Juan Soto, I think, is hitting probably next to 210 right now. Chris Carter burned out after his home run season with the Brewers. Giancarlo Stanton isn't necessarily in that category because he's still pumping. Chris Davis, after 53 home runs, nobody heard from him again. So, and it's interesting. And it's also sad to see that MLB is embracing that mentality. But also, you have teams like the Rays who surprisingly are cooking up offense. I think the Pirates don't have really any of those guys. So it's just the Yankees.
But you know what the Rays are doing that we're not? They're not swinging at first pitches mercifully like we did today.
Yeah, I mean, we have no plan or approach when we get up to the plate. It's been the same thing for the last few years, and the whole mentality behind hiring Dylan Lawson. Oh, hit strikes hard. Yeah, hit strikes hard right to the shortstop. It's not going anywhere.
It's like obviously this will never happen, but I would just love to see Cashman and Mike Fishman go in front of the media once and explain their analytics plan and their front office plan of how they acquire players. What system do they fit into? And
you know what their first statement would be? 2 + 2 = 4. Duh, we know that.
I mean, just explain, like, they have no plan. They have no vision. That's the entire problem with the team. And the sad thing is fans buy into it. And the biggest quote that I will always hold on to until this idiot is gone. Cashman said, "It's not a results-based business. It's about how the process is, and do the process well." That was my biggest takeaway this offseason, and it told me everything I need to know.
Actually touching on the point on Cashman, okay? So before I say the sarcasm alert, okay? Pay attention. I was on Morning Brew Sports with Hector and Jig.
Awesome.
And I made this point where I was like, did you ever see the striking facial resemblance between Brian Cashman and Al Bundy from Married with Children? I'm at the point right now where I'm thinking the latter has hijacked the former's job. I mean, they're that bad. I honestly don't think, in one corner of my mind, I honestly don't think Cashman can be this pathetic. But there are times when he just absolutely proves me and a whole bunch of other people wrong.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's really.
But you do see the striking resemblance. I mean, if you look at a smirking face of Al Bundy, it looks just like Cashman.
Bundy. Oh my God. Dylan Betances and Andrew Miller should come back. Yeah, let's bring everybody back from the 2016 team. Let's bring everybody back. At least every other New York team is promising. Knicks and Giants looking nasty for the future.
You know who we should bring back? Graham freaking Lloyd.
Yeah, the mighty Australian.
Yeah, the guy who basically whooped his son Benitez's butt
Armando
after
Benitez,
he
yeah.
pegged.
Yep.
Yeah, after he pegged Tino.
You know what? Fuck that. We're gonna bring it back. Daryl Strawberry.
Let's bring in Tino as manager. Tino's got more balls than
Oh
the
my
entire freaking clubhouse right now.
Florida just upset Boston.
Wow.
Brian's gonna
What,
be
NHL?
Yep.
Brian's gonna be just.
I'm actually happy to see the Lightning out because they've won more Stanley Cups in recent memory than.
Anyone?
Yeah, I mean they're basically like they're the Golden State Warriors of the NHL.
Brian's team moves on to round 2.
Yep. So,
he's probably having a fucking field day right now.
When we had first 2 guys on first and Volpe pitch, and Volpe first pitch unproductive, that shit has got to go. Yeah. Nestor is finally being exposed. He has nothing against top teams. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to take a look more into that. He did horrible today. I think he had 7 earned runs.
His control was so bad today, Nestor, and it's not like that's not how Nestor's been with the Yankees because he always seems to get ahead of hitters, but he was just wild. And then, like I said, he gave up the bomb to Josh Young. I think Garcia hit one off him, so it was like, what the hell is going on? Like.
Before Nestor goes out and pitches again, he needs those Mario power-ups, I'm telling you. The mushroom, the fire flower.
The one-ups.
He definitely needs that rainbow star.
Yes. He had 5 walks at least. Armand says, oh, hell yeah, the Panthers won good by frauds, that being the Boston Bruins. Mike says all the poverty teams are good this year. Braves are going to cruise to a championship. John, how do you feel about that?
So remember when we did the predictions, I had the Braves coming out of the National League, but I had them losing the World Series to Houston. So we'll see how that prediction lasts. I think Mike, I'm honest, like, I'm not just like a biased Mets fan who's going to say they're going to win the World Series every year. I think the Braves are loaded with young pitching. I love your stars are really good, like Acuna, Olsen, Riley. Just up and down the lineup there's like really no easy out. So
the last time you saw division winner context being used between Braves and Pirates in the same sentence, Sid Bream, Bobby Bonilla, Barry Bonds, Harry Pendleton, and
I'm trying to think of some other names too.
Damon Berryhill,
maybe, yes, and Rafael Belliard. They were all a thing.
Tim Wakefield was on that team.
The only thing that's really a thing right now in this context is Bobby Bonilla still being paid until 2035.
Yeah. That's the running joke.
Well, I'm at a point where I think they should probably defer what is it, 3 years left on Hicks's deal? $30 million?
He's a Yankee till 2026.
Yeah, so another 3 years, 24, 25, and 26. $30 million a year beyond this year. I think they should go the same $1 million a year for the next 30 years and just sayonara with this guy.
I mean, when did the so wait, I'm trying to track the Bonilla contract. So when did they release him, and when are they stopping to pay him?
Well, I know he was on the '97 Florida Marlins roster.
He was the Marlins first. Yep.
Yeah. So it had to have been like 94, 95, or 96 that he was released by the Mets, or maybe he played for another team in between. I don't remember.
I don't remember, but you know what? I'm just praying the day comes where his name doesn't have to be brought up to me anymore. All right.
Yeah.
It's an utter joke because it's
actually, at least this was a joke in a better context than, let's say, Bernie Madoff.
Well, if you want to compare that, sure, but I don't really think that's a good one either.
So he
I had to get in somewhere. I had to penetrate with that one a little bit, John.
Yeah.
No, I know. Look, I honestly think sometimes the Mets are very feeble. Before, you know what? before we were going to get embarrassed by the Braves, the rain took that away, so we'll probably lose twice tomorrow. We lost 2 out of 3 to Washington, and it was just ugly. Like, ugly. They have no business. Like, and here, I'll tell you a little private story. So, there was a kid at school who I never met, and he had a Mets shirt on, and I think I had some sort of Mets like shirt as well. And he's like talking to me about them, like saying like, "Oh yeah, we're doing pretty good." I'm like, "Doing pretty good? We just lost to a AAA team. What are we talking about here?"
Wait, this was this year?
This was this week. We lost to a
So
damn
wait a
AAA.
second. You guys missed 2 games in a row to the rainouts, right?
Yeah, I was supposed
So
to go
the
to
net
yesterday's
effect. So
game.
the net effect is basically Scherzer's suspension just basically prolongs
Yeah,
2 more.
prolongs, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a running joke. So tomorrow we're gonna get a fucking tornado now. That's what's gonna happen.
Wait, they're playing in that park down in Atlanta, and they're getting rained down on, or
No,
is it in?
we're home.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're in New York.
He was actually supposed to go to the game on Saturday.
oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's never ending. And yeah, look at Armin. He's pointing out. I get to see Denny Reyes start for the fucking Mets tomorrow. This is gonna be a nightmare.
I mean, there's going to be a point where the Yankees start Nick Ramirez. I have a feeling. Such
Denny
a joke.
Reyes.
Yep.
This is gonna be.
Did they just recall John Curtis?
I don't. I think they might have, but that might have been in retroactive to sending down the terrible David Peterson, the worst starter in baseball by far. Fucking joke.
So here's the one thing that really irked me yesterday. Bowers to the IL. I get it completely. He slid into the wall.
Yeah.
That's valid. Franchi freaking Cordero, of all people, over Elijah Dunham to be called up? Wow.
Service time. And I've been saying call up Dunham for weeks because I'm like, and then there's always going to be, and then in a little bit, probably months down the line in this season, the people are going to start saying, okay, just call up Jason Dominguez. Though he hasn't started out hot, that's kind of the way Volpe actually started out. I think it was last year when he was in Somerset.
Yeah.
He didn't start out too well,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
obviously. So, I mean, we could see Dominguez. We might not, but I mean, it's just such a joke. Like, Cordero is not an outfielder. And there's
then-
I feel like there's other guys in the minors too that could help us out. Like Florio, I think they totally DFA'd.
Nick Ramirez over Matt Crook for the bullpen.
Yep. That's another one.
That's basically got the judge from the People's Court who basically had that gif that goes, "Oh God, help me with this one."
Yeah, like another name you could call up is either Florial or you could. I mean, apparently Bader's supposed to come back soon. He had a rehab assignment today. You could even call up Billy McKinney, and I don't like McKinney, but like, you know, he's a pure outfielder. Like he could also play first base.
Florial is done. He's going to be the next Drew Maggi. Basically, he's probably going to get called up at the age of 30 and get his first major league hit at that point.
It's yeah. We cleared waivers. Is Dunham on the 40-man? I don't think so. Let's see. Would you give Divey a shot? He's probably pitching like shit. Luca, if you want to look that up for me, how
Devi Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely better than Clark Schmidt. Schmidt needs to go down to AAA and work on mechanics. I'm sorry.
Garcia, he has pitched in 8 games this season, mostly out of relief, actually all out of relief. 1-0 with a 3.86 ERA, a whip of 1.53, 17 Ks in 16 of the third innings, an opposing average of 213. So they've transitioned.
I mean, that's
him
better than friggin' Ian Hamilton or Nick Ramirez. So I
can throw Ephus pitches and have a better success rate than Nick Ramirez.
Put me on the mound. I'm going tomorrow with 2 friends. We're going to buy cheap seats and then go stay in the Porsche Grill.
Armin, if you see Easy Out Escobar, just make sure to yell at him for me.
When is Heel coming back? I have no idea.
Heel is like Efros. He's out for the year, basically recovering from TJ.
Yeah, we're not going to see. I have a feeling that kind of ruined the trajectory of his Yankee career. And I liked Heel, but Florida won the game tonight. Did see that. Also as well, just for Armand, just a little cool Mets story. I stayed at
I'd actually
who was
like
it this,
Armin to call in. Actually, I'd be very curious to see him if he can call in. But go
Yeah.
on, Alex.
what was I say? I went to the last Mets game I went to. We went to the Caesars Sportsbook Grill, and we got some free food thanks to a family member. That's all I'll say. It was very good though. I had the big ice cream sundae. I remember it was like strawberries, is all that good stuff.
I had sushi.
Back in July. I'd be surprised, but we'll see. Armand
Thank
says,
you, Armand.
"I got you, Professor."
You know what,
John."
Armand? I'll give you a list of people to yell at for me if you see them at the game. It'll be a quite lengthy one, but I didn't get to go this weekend, so yeah. When I do, I'll yell at some people.
We gotta find a day like in the summer or something. We gotta meet the whole Jets Turbulence crew because there's only so much we could go into depth on here about all the conversations they like to talk about, and then just like because this is all that fun stuff. But
all I got to say about the Jets is, the NFL is going to be on Vikings watch next year.
Really?
Yeah, because you remember what happened after Favre, right?
Yeah.
He left the Jets.
Yes.
He left the Jets and went to the Vikings after the 2008 season.
Yep.
Except I think Aaron Rodgers actually wants to play here. Favre views the Jets as a pit stop.
And then also as well, like you think about it, right? Rodgers is number 8. The next year, there will actually, was it 15 more years? They're going to get Jordan Love, and he's going to be the number 12 because it's now it was 4, is an 8.
We'll get age 39 Jordan Love. You can play here till he's like 47.
Remember when yesterday when they drafted Kuntz? Yep.
I think it's pronounced Kuntz, but I knew as soon as that name was picked, everyone's just gonna be like.
So is there like some nasty abbreviation behind that one too, like Marley Rivera style and stuff?
I mean, I would guess so. Mike says Jets are doing all this just to lose in the wild card.
Okay.
Jets are doing all this to lose to my Cowboys. You guys face them this year.
That's right. We face the NFC East.
I see that being a Thanksgiving game if I'm gonna be honest.
Aaron Rodgers and Thanksgiving. All right, I'll take it as long as he doesn't ruin my Thanksgiving because I have not had a.
Karen Rodgers doesn't have a good record on Thanksgiving. That's because he's primarily played the Detroit Lions and he's gotten his butt kicked a couple of times in those games.
Of course.
We don't face the Lions this year, so that's a plus.
Well, the Lions actually got better.
That's true.
Their draft is questionable, but they are a good team. They
signed a couple of good guys this offseason, so I think they're going to be potentially a playoff team. I mean that North Division technically you could possibly say is maybe wide open because the Bears got better through the draft. I think their offense is going to be good this year. The Vikings obviously have Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, all those guys. The Lions are going to be good. I don't know what the Packers are going to do. They're probably going to be a 3rd or 4th place team.
Well, somebody summarized it best. They said they're going to be a love fest. I mean,
lovable. I'm going to think it's lovable losers.
Yeah. Well, for the Detroit Lions, all I got to say is, when you have to go to Jared for your quarterback, that says it all.
That's a salient point. That's a salient point. With that being said, we got 2 more callers in the studio. Sunil, any final thoughts?
I tried to trade Yankee King so many times in the Yankee chats, but he's like the energy Easter bunny. He keeps coming back again and again.
Oh man, that's a good one to end off of. Have a good night, man.
Good night, Sunil.
Good night, Sunil.
All right. So before we get to our next caller, who's not been on before, Li, what do you have to say? So besides number 1, Brian Cashman hater.
Yep. Here's the thing. If we lose a series, if we go 1-6 or 2-5 against the Rays, and we lose the series against the Blue Jays, that's our season.
Yeah.
Right there in that moment. We go from buyers to sellers in that moment. From end of Met. And There is so many fans I'm seeing go, "Oh, it's the injuries. Don't worry, we'll be better when the injuries come back." Are you sure about that? This offense ain't that good.
Nope.
And it's a year older. And this team is a retirement home age.
Right.
Outside of the Mets' 2 starters. But that's besides the point. But how do you have this team go from Joe Girardi, who kept the team straight and focused, to Boone, who's giving out milk and cookies like Santa Claus?
Milk and cookies.
Milk and
I saw something on Twitter like that. It was like Boone's gonna have a closed door meeting with warm milk and story time. I said, wait, when's nap time?
Speaking of that, my sources have said they're watching the SpongeBob movie and then the Mario movie. I don't know in which order.
Well, I mean, I'd rather just have popcorn than warm milk. Then again, this team plays like fucking warm expired milk. So,
yep.
If that was ever a thing,
they literally feel like, or they play like. What's the old people drink? Oh, prune juice.
Prune juice.
I
was thinking of one thing.
The prune juice and Shore, those are all like there.
Yep. I was gonna do that milk Luca drinks, but I didn't want to take a shot at Luca.
It's okay. We could always
Ovaltine is good.
Ovaltine. Any final put-ins, Li?
My final put-in is I'm sort of copying writing John's name with Professor Sad Justin.
Professor Sad Justin.
I'm glad I'm in that
class.
I'm glad I'm influencing. Okay, I'm glad that you're understanding. You're understanding and you're learning. That's all I want.
You're learning. What do you mean you're learning?
Yep. I'll do the sad class. John can take the angry class. Luke and Alex will take the other emotion classes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, peace out, Professor Sad Justin.
Later.
Before we bring on our next caller, I just want to acknowledge that Luca has not acknowledged his tagline.
Fuck yourself.
It's been an hour and a half, and you haven't noticed it
for that long too, and he didn't even notice.
It's been an hour and a half. Come on.
I'm trying to engage with the callers, and then you got to point it out.
It's been there the whole fucking
yourself.
time. Unbelievable. Shout out to Miz in the chat. Also, anyone that wants to call in, do your job, or just stay in the chat and ask us questions. But Armand, what is up, my man?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Going good, man. Going good.
I just want to see Kuntz play in in preseason with Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson will probably have a higher completion percentage with Kuntz, because that's the only thing he can fucking hit.
Oh my god.
As soon as that happened, I texted Joe that they drafted Kuntz. He didn't believe me, and I texted him, yes, we did. He was
It's only fitting.
Only fitting.
And credit to Joe for man, we need Zach Kuntz.
But we don't have Fletcher Cox though. That's the only problem.
You could get
and I'm the one that brought up Fletcher Cox to them, for interior pass rush. And then we did the whole Cox and Kuntz thing.
Yeah.
That's got to be like a shirt or something. If you guys do get like an Avante Cox, because there's like an undrafted free agent, I think, at some small school. But
can we get Brian Cox to come out of retirement so he can play linebacker for us?
He's our D-line coach, actually. So that's funny.
We'll trade for him. You could take Zach Wilson.
No, there's no point. No, there would be no point in the Kuntz jokes. How did the hell it wind up like this? Why weren't we able a perfect Nickelback tagline for the Yankees today? Luca's a secret fan of Nickelback, though.
I can't stand Nickelback.
Luca, you should listen to a whole album of Nickelback right before the next game for the Knicks and see if they win. If they win, you got to keep.
Yeah, you know what? You should.
Come on, you can't do this.
I agree. Yes.
Listen, just listen to one album prior to the game. If the Knicks lose, you don't have to listen to Nickelback no more.
That's a good point.
Oh
Good
my
point.
God! All right, it's
We're
3-1.
You got like less than 48 hours.
All right, it's 3-1. What album should I listen to?
We should have a wheel of Nickelback albums. I'm doing
like
this.
that.
Pull it
You
up.
know, we should honestly we should do it for tomorrow's show. At the start, we should just have the wheel.
Wheel of Nickelback albums.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I'm
Because
gonna
the games
create the
went
wheel
Tuesday,
and then
right?
we'll debut it tomorrow.
That's
All
perfect.
You know what's funny, John, is I still have the wheel of excuses in here.
Oh, from when the Jets decided to collapse at the end of the last
Yes.
season?
So this is like, I think we had 10 excuses. Aaron Wind, we played a playoff team. Our safeties are hurt. You might as well make one for the Yankees now, honestly. AVT and Brees are hurt. Zach's MILF tendencies. Mekhi Becton had too many Big Macs. We're close. Tunnel is at the end of the light. 3 competitive losses, and we battled.
We battled. That's my favorite line. You know what? It was you remember Adam Gase said it all for his whole year, tenure as a Jet, because we like to battle in practice. Best practice team in the NFL. I remember those lines.
Now it's finished, and now we draft a guy with the name Kuntz. We're gonna.
I mean, it all just adds up. It all just adds up.
So I'm with Luca for the Jets draft class. I think it's mid, but there is upside in it.
Yeah.
The one problem I have with Will McDonald is, yes, you could have gotten him on day 2, but he feels like he needs a coaching staff that's going to develop him. And I feel like I don't trust Ulbrich and I don't trust Salah to develop a pass rusher.
Right.
Or to develop anybody. Case in point, Mr. fucking MILF Hunter himself.
But the pick for McDonald, me and John obviously had our reactions to it, and I'm sure Alex clipped it. It's a video out on our channel.
I saw it, and when Alex at the end of the clip said he fits for a 3-4 scheme, that like literally pissed me off.
John was like that.
It doesn't make sense because you draft.
And then he was announced as a linebacker. Like
Exactly.
you had Nolan Smith there that
Exactly.
Literally,
my number one choice would have been is to call up the Lions and try to trade up to 12. If you really loved Broderick Jones,
right?
Even if you gave up a 2024 third round pick, right? If it was 15 and a 2024 third to get up to 12, or talk to Detroit. Hey, do you want to move up to 15? We'll go down to 18. Maybe you get their low end second rounder because at that time they had 3 second round picks.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm
like you could have gotten 18 and I think it was 52 because they had 34, 48, or 42 and then like 52. Like I'm pretty sure like that would have been fair and just like reassess everything.
110%.
I agree.
Like there was so many reasons why I'm going to give this kid a chance because we got some comments
absolutely.
Yeah, of course. And we got some comments like, oh, give this kid a chance. It's not that I'm not going to give him a chance. It's just I question why they drafted him. There's so many reasons behind this. Edge was not a need. Tackle was a need. It was the worst kept secret that the Jets needed a tackle. Broderick Jones was the guy. And Jets loved him so much. Even like, teams called about the Jets trading back. I'll give you an offer so you could trade back. Joe Douglas did not trade back. And there was also, I don't know if it was like legit, but the Jets were also considering taking Jahmyr Gibbs at 15, which would have been even worse, in my opinion.
I don't buy that. I think what that report is that a team would have come up for him to 15 to draft Gibbs, where the Jets could have traded back. Maybe Baltimore trades up. I know they took a wide receiver, but maybe they would have traded up because you can't count on Dobbins. He's always hurt.
Right. It's a multitude of things of why I didn't like that pick. Oh, we got an Eagles fan in here. Mekhi Becton's going to eat McDonald's in the locker room with this fat ass. Well, true story, Fly Eagles Fly. Armand obviously is I'd say Alex calls him a touring member of the Jets Turbulence podcast. JT podcast has a little beef with Mekhi Becton, but
that's Joe, not me.
That's Joe. That's Joe. That's not Dan. That's Joe entirely. But John actually follows the same train of thought that Joe does. Honestly, like he's not as blunt as Joe was. But I told John about the situation. He's like, Joe's not wrong. And why is Mekhi Becton answering those tweets?
Well, it makes no sense. This guy's been too busy at the fucking Wawa for the past 2 years, all right? This is the first time he fucking slimmed down. And now we get him and we get EIEIO at the fucking 15 minutes. It's a joke.
I don't know if you saw this, John, but Becton posted our tweet on his Instagram story.
Yes, I did see that.
Well, posted Joe's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not me. I could care less. Listen, Joe and they're happy for his progress, but it's the posting that bothers them the most, and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. But yeah.
Right. But I also don't understand. Like, why is he talking? He hasn't played in the last
2
time he
years.
played, Sam Darnold was our fucking quarterback.
Carolina, and it was like
Zach Wilson. He had that one game with him, one fucking game in the very first game.
Jake Simone from Friday night said it best. He has not gotten the chance to play in front of a MetLife Stadium crowd, a full crowd, full capacity crowd.
He hasn't, and it's like, bro, like you've been hurt 2 years in a row, and it's
that's why they don't want
your
to play
conditioning. What happened?
No, I said that's why they don't want to play him in front of a crowd because he's gonna eat them all.
My goodness.
He's gonna
they'll eat him alive.
Oh, true.
There's got to be a lot of fans for that because that is one big motherfucker. All right?
And it's not the first time that, Mekhi Becton has engaged with fans. Like, I remember when the Jets won their first game back in 2020 and fans were pissed, he called out the fans. But to get to a comment from Fly Eagles Fly, Will McDonald 15 is actually crazy. Why not take JSN? Dude, I'm completely in agreement with you. I would have taken JSN. I would have taken Kalijah Cansey. I would have traded back most primarily to get more picks because we lacked a third-round pick. We lacked that third-round pick. Obviously, we sent it over in the Elijah Moore deal. And that's why the McDonald pick, puts a damper on that pick swap with the Jets and the Packers had. Again, my problem with this draft is, obviously, if I'm giving a truthful grade, Armand's probably going to agree with me, which he's said the same things, B-, C+.
I'm at a C with upside. Upside.
I'm at a C plus so far. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Okay.
Chad Reuter of NFL.com put out his team grades. He gave the Jets a B.
That's too high.
For the whole class. Now, when I clicked on the link, because it's on NFL Game Day's Twitter, you could click the link. He said day 1 was a C plus, and then I think day 2 and day 3 were like A and A minuses.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton's probably thinks C.
I guess because they took the center with Tippmann.
No, the Tippmann pick was my favorite. The problem is, Armand, we still have holes on this team, and everybody's like,
I agree.
And everybody's like, don't freak out. We have post-June free agency. We have July. Joe Douglas does these things where he signs free agents after June with Quan Alexander, Morgan Lewis, all these different things, Dwayne Brown as well. But we still have holes on this team. If we're trying to compete
where
for
are we getting the money from this?
That's true.
Unless Carl Lawson's going to restructure, you're going to cut him and get $15 million back. Then he's not coming back on the lower contract unless it's a full restructure. Mm-hmm. Same for Corey Davis.
I was just going to point out Corey Davis. What do we do with him? Are we keeping him now?
I would assume they're keeping him.
Jacob,
if they went receiver, my preference was Zay Flowers just because of his speed, and I believe he can play outside and inside.
Which is, I would have been fine with either that, but to just pick a kid who's so out of left field, but then again, like you said, he doesn't even fit our scheme. So what's the point of taking him?
And my number one question about him, the kid announced him as a linebacker. So are you playing him as a D-end edge rusher, or are you going to play him at both linebacker and edge like the Cowboys do with Parsons, even though Parsons plays predominantly linebacker?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're going to use him like Bryce Huff next year, occasional rush, and he might take over for Huff because after next season, Huff's a free agent and Quincy's a free agent. And if Huff has a breakout year, let's say 8 to 10 sacks, you're going to pay him and Quinnen. You're going to pay the two of them. Huff might be gone, and McDonald might be taking Huff's spot.
That's it. It's just the problem is McDonald had a farm. It's just that the Jets drafted a lack of starters for a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. You have Aaron Rodgers for I think at least 2 years. I think that's what's going to be. You're drafting guys for sure. You want to draft some guys for the future. That's fine.
You passed up legitimate safeties.
Yeah, we didn't draft. There's only one starter you probably drafted. I mean, we could go through the draft class right now. Is Will McDonald starting? No, he's going to get like 15 to 20 to 30% of the
That's a
snaps.
first-round pick.
Yeah, that's a first-round pick.
Just hopefully Will
I think he
McDonald's
gets
jersey
10%.
isn't 40 because he'll think it's like a 40-piece McNugget.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how we even got like an A in like the later rounds from whoever gave us the grade.
But the thing is, like, that's my problem. It's like we're not drafting guys for now. We had needs. We had needs in this draft.
Right.
Tackle was one of them. We're going to be relying right now on Mekhi Becton and Dwayne Brown on each on the right to the left side, which is obviously a problem. Brown, although he played decent until like that injury really started to hamper him last year, he had surgery and he's coming back, which is all fine and well. He's 38, 39 years old. Mekhi Becton has not played in 2 years. And you didn't trade back for a tackle like Anton Harrison.
Remember, Max Mitchell's our other swing tackle. He had fucking blood clots last year.
That's true.
And I don't know about the kid Warren from Pitt. Like, is he a swing tackle? Can he play
I
both?
think that's what they're saying he is. He's
They're saying he is. They're saying he is, but he's developmental. So he's
that's basically Max Mitchell, I guess.
Exactly.
So get ready for Warren either to be third, like get ready for him to be on the practice squad.
No, he'll be in there the third week once we have like the amount of injuries that we get. So,
and the thing is with like Joe Tippmann, okay, I like the pick. That's probably my favorite pick out of the draft. They signed McGovern. Now the question is who's going to play center? Robert Saleh said that McGovern and Tippmann are going to battle it out, but they also said they weren't completely down. They weren't completely sold out on signing Ben Jones. Like, what's the philosophy at center? Is Tippmann going to start early? Is McGovern going to be a backup in the interior, or is he going to be a starter? Is the question. Because
so now we're going to have a triple threat match, and no one Aaron Rodgers because he doesn't like young guys, especially at receiver. Like case in point last year with Watson and Dobbs. Like he might prefer, like if they don't sign Ben Jones, he might prefer McGovern.
Right.
Even
and that's that like if you're going to draft a center to eventually take over and not take over immediately, you draft a guy in the 4th, 5th round like a Ricky Stromberg who was taken by I think it was Washington or I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Or look at Whipley that went the 6th round, 7th round to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Like these other picks, Carter Warren, a developmental tackle, Israel Abanikanda. He's going to be a rotational running back.
I'm calling him Candyman. I'm calling him Candyman.
Candyman. But
don't say that in front of Becton.
Yes. Israel Abanikanda, he's going to be a rotational back with Carter, Zonovan Knight, Breece Hall, and obviously himself. Zaire Barnes, which is considered a reach for some. Like, we didn't grab a linebacker early on. I still think it's a big need. I'm not a fan of Quincy Williams. I'm not going to lie to you.
He was spotty at times last year with his, especially in coverage, man. And also another thing and I understand, like Luke was saying, that all the July or
potential free agent signings,
all the free agent cuts and whatnot, but that's not guaranteed to like. We're not going to get everyone.
That's
you don't
true.
know who's going to get cut. You can't fucking rely on it. So, and like you said, we could use another run stuffer. We can use a linebacker. We could possibly use another receiver.
We need a safety. I don't trust like the guy they drafted.
No, I don't trust Whitehead either.
The guy they drafted in the 6th round, Jarek Bernard Converse. Yes, he could play safety, but like you drafted the guy in the 6th round, like Trey Dean or some. The Jets picked up Trey Dean. So
safety. You guys do a lot of conversions though, like
that's
Jamie
true.
Sherwood and
Hamza
like, Nasruddin a few years ago.
True, they love the speed, the athleticism, all the traits, but can Bernard Converse actually play the role of a safety? Like, not speed-wise. Take out all the athleticism or take out all the intangibles. Is he capable of going man coverage? Is he capable of playing in the box? Is he going to play deep? Like, you got to consider these things when you're drafting guys.
Why the hell is Ashton Davis on this fucking team still?
Oh, Jesus.
Mr. Special Teams himself.
That's the Leonard Williams trade at work for you guys. I just hope you know that.
That was a awful.
That's an awful pick.
Awful pick. I mean, this guy's doing backflips like he's celebrating like he won something. He's been on the field.
I'm getting ready for the veterans that are on the free agent market right now that are like, I told you guys some notable names, Adrian Amos, like those guys.
I would sign him. I know I was looking at a guy like Isaiah Wynn at tackle.
I want Puna Ford, the defensive tackle. Played
That's
with
fine,
Quentin.
too.
He run stuffer. Played with Quentin Jeffers, who we brought in, another
Quentin
former
Jefferson.
Seahawk. Like, he's a D tackle I'd bring in.
Sunil says Jets looking to sign Clay Matthews on defense. What about Jordy Nelson?
Probably
No, I
Randall
think it was the other night. I think it was Joe or Jake that said it. Bring in Taylor Lewan.
No.
Taylor Lewan specifically said on his podcast, I cannot play right tackle. I'm only a left tackle. And the Jets cannot get a guy coming off of a knee injury last year to go along with Dwayne Brown with a guy that's 38 with a shoulder injury.
No, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'll pass on the one.
Like some of these safeties, like do these names actually? Obviously, you guys mentioned Adrian Amos. John Johnson's available. He had a rough year in Cleveland. There's not really any safeties that pop out to you. That's why, I think it was 5th round. Christopher Smith kept falling and falling and falling. What I liked about Smith, he has a nose for the football, very good IQ, and is very aware, and he can play both in the box and deep. The only issue with him was tackling. He's very good for a big hit, but he's also very known for a big miss.
So another Jordan Whitehead, he'll make the team.
Well, at least he would cover deep, though. He has a better IQ than Whitehead. Whitehead was stone hands last year. But the thing was, the Jets traded back with the Raiders, which I didn't get completely, because they missed out on Antonio Johnson, who I
raved about him.
They picked Abinaconda over Antonio Johnson, and then they decided, you know what, we'll trade back with the Raiders so the Raiders can get Christopher Smith, which I didn't completely get. So I'm unsure about the safety room. I'm sure they'll re-sign Quan and they'll try to better up the linebacker room, but outside of Mosley, I'm a little worried. Defensive line is mostly fun, just need the run stopper. Offensive line, that's a question mark in itself. Mm-hmm. Running backs, fine. Wide receiver, I think the Jets should have drafted a slot receiver, Armin, because Hardman got hurt last year. He's not completely reliable. So do the Jets go out and sign Randall Cobb is the question.
What other receivers are out there right now?
I can do that. Look, wide receiver.
Donald Driver, Desmond Howard, and Amon Green. Yeah, that'll be the.
Donald Driver doesn't like Rodgers, so
no, that's right. No,
Desmond
Howard I take because at least he can return punts or kicks.
Yeah, we had Braxton Berrios like one fucking good season.
You just get Jimmy Graham.
No past their primes. But anyways, what I was saying was, I think the Jets should have drafted a slot receiver in the 4th round, like a Parker Washington or a Keyshawn Boutte or a Tyler Scott or the other guy from Cincinnati, Trey Tucker. But some of the free agents that are available now: Randall Cobb, Byron Pringle, Jarvis Landry, N'Keal Harry, Sammy Watkins, Andre Roberts, Brashard Perryman, Jake Kumaro, DeMarcus Robinson. I think Robinson can play the slot, but I'm not sure. Marcus Johnson, Kenny Galladay, and Julio Jones.
I take Landry if you're looking for a slot receiver. I take Jarvis Landry, but knowing Rodgers, he might want Cobb.
He probably. I wouldn't be surprised if we had Randall Cobb on this team.
I think if Cobb comes onto the team, it's either Davis is out, or Mims is out, or Hardman's hurt.
Landry only played 9 games last year.
I am not taking fucking Kenny Galladay. Fuck no. God damn.
The Lions should go sign him. They need some wide receiver help. They can take the gamble to bring him back home.
Yeah.
Kenny Galladay replaced Corey Davis, excuse me.
Because my worry with the wide receiver room, guys, is that you're one Garrett Wilson away from, getting guys who cannot separate. Like Lazard is a big body guy who can run block. Wilson can separate. Hardman is a burner. He has speed. Davis cannot separate. He's a big body guy. So that's why I was shooting for a slot guy who can separate. Now, obviously, I'm bringing up Jarvis Landry. He only played 9 games last year and only started 3. So maybe as a 5 option, I'm not totally sold on him because I think he's suffered some injuries late in his career. So I think the Jets going to have to sign for a minimum. But again, it comes down to money. It comes down to what they're going to do with these contracts and all. Yes, Freeman McNeil, totally.
Are there any undrafted free agents, Luca, that you like that the Jets picked up?
They picked up the one guy. I think his name is Xavier Gibson from, I'll check the college, from Stephen F. Austin. I think is a slot receiver. He ran a 4.38. He's 5'9", so he projects as a slot receiver. Maybe he's that guy. So the receiver room, like right now, there's a lot of receivers.
We got Lazard, Garrett Wilson. We got Mims, Corey Davis. Hartman is 5. I'm trying to think who the fuck else is on this roster.
Your top 5 guys are Hardman, Wilson, Mims, Davis, Lazard, and Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
So those are your 5. Let me check the undrafted free agent list.
I don't think we signed anyone that spectacular.
I like Trey Dean though. Trey Dean.
Maybe
that's a safety guy, but we signed a hell of a lot of linebackers. So
wasn't one of the linebackers they signed a hybrid like Najee Dean, like a safety linebacker? They love that. Joe Douglas loves that.
I remember on the field. I remember it was Claudin Chirelis out of Alcorn State. Because he received what brought down his draft stock was a very low RAS score due to lack of size and poor agility. That was the guy. But slot receivers, they signed Travis Dye from USC, which I find interesting. Maybe he pokes in the practice squad. EJ Jenkins, I don't know who he is. He's actually 6'6". He's a wide receiver, tight end, 245. Basically, Zach Kunt's size and height. Jason Brownlee, he is 6'2".
We're gonna celebrate that Thursday on our show. That's a big.
Got to get all the jerseys and stuff. Know what number he's wearing.
I made custom jerseys and took screenshots with some special numbers for Kunts.
Imagine it's like 69.
So the thing with Stephen F. Austin, the Xavier Gibson, he ran a 4.4 at the 40-yard and projects best as an explosive slot receiver. So you could see potentially him making the roster. But those were just my worries about the roster in general. Can they be fixed up? Sure, but I'm worried that they didn't sign a lot, that they didn't draft a lot of starters.
Jacob, Baldonado and Bryce Ford Wheaton are my favorite UDFA pickups for the Giants. And Jacob, I know what you're talking about. They got Ivan Pace and Andre Carter, which I really wanted both, but they went to other teams. So, yeah. But any thoughts on the Mets, Armand?
Can we vote John Heyman off of social media for his?
I'd like to.
Listen, I want a retractable roof, but really over Shohei Ohtani, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. I thought that was one of the most idiotic things I ever heard him say.
He needs a lesson in understanding, John.
You know what? I might go find the tweet now.
Yes, we're doing this live. Okay.
All right.
He also said he would take the retractable roof over like Aaron Nola and Julio Urias, who are other notable free agents this offseason.
Yep, I found it. Here, let me go write him a nice message.
Oh boy, the lesson in understanding.
Yep, here it is live, everyone. That's right, Arson Heyman, Sunil. That's right. Excuse me, sir. Did you recently suffer a blow to the head? Period. You know what? Actually, I'll say because your comments suggest you have. To help you understand, Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball. If you need help any further, do not hesitate to contact me. No need to thank me. Just doing my due diligence. Nope, I can't even. It's too long. Just doing my job.
Yeah, doing my job.
That's right. And all right, we're going to reply to Mr. Heyman. Good job. All right, he understands now.
Knowing that awkward fuck, he's going to block you.
No, he's not. He chooses people he blocks. He hasn't blocked me yet. He replied to one of my tweets. I don't remember what it was about, though. I think it was about when he was talking about how Barry Bonds should not get in the Hall of Fame. And then
I just want to get to the bidding war of 2024 for fucking Ohtani.
Yep.
It's gonna be
And
great.
listen, it might happen in June, it might happen in July, but just because
Whenever
you
it
trade for
is.
him, whatever you trade for him now, like he's probably not going to sign an extension. So like, do you really like the Angels? Like they really missed the boat last offseason to trade him.
Right.
Well, I don't even know if the Angels are going to trade him because they're actually not doing that bad. They're one game over 500. So honestly, I would just wait till if I'm a Mets fan, I just wait till he becomes a free agent.
Me too. I totally agree.
I wouldn't give up any top. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if he was like had years on his contract and he was being offered, I give up prospects for him. But
If he was like the Nationals did with Soto, which
yeah,
the Mets should have went into, whether or not the Nationals.
we were never gonna give Soto. They were never gonna trade him in the division. I truly believe they were not gonna give him to us. But again, Ohtani's a really good DH, and I think he leads the league in like fucking ERA. Which it's funny because me and Donald were arguing about this on stream like a few weeks ago, and I remember the exact words where he has Stanton as his DH. Well, now he doesn't, and Shohei Ohtani's like still the best player in baseball because we were arguing whether it's him or Aaron Judge, and I'm like, I'll take the guy that hits 40 bombs and pitches like a 2.7 ERA. So it's not even a close contest, if you ask me.
Let's see. Elon Musk blocked me. Don't sweat it. Damn, he sounds like my college professor when I need to set up a meeting. Let's see. List of people that blocked me on Twitter. There was one Washington fan after I pulled out all the receipts after that Sunday night game. One person in question, and then incarcerated Bob.
That guy's a clown.
And then for a little bit, Shane Lemieux. Which I didn't expect. I'm like, all right.
Well, I only did that lesson understanding because it was live and it's a call-in show, so I'm like, you know what, why not?
Exactly.
Armin, you're going to the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'll send you the list of players to yell at.
Right ahead.
Just do me a favor and make sure you get their facial reactions when they cry.
I hope I get there on. I think when I get there, they'll like the fucking Braves will be doing batting practice.
Yeah, they probably will, but you know, there's guys like Easy Out Escobar and Thomas Nido that
I love that name. I love Frank for giving me that name. I screamed it. I said, "Oh, here comes up Easy Out Escobar." And you know what happens? He hits a goddamn home run.
Yeah,
and then I go Easy Dinger Escobar.
Yeah. No, you know what the best part was?
Beatty and Alvarez better play both games tomorrow. I doubt they will.
No, I probably doubt it too. Well, maybe not Alvarez because he's a catcher, so I can kind of understand.
You play Alvarez at DH one game.
They could
catch one game.
That's
not
fine.
gonna happen with Denny Reyes versus Spencer Strider at 1:00.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a nightmare. That's going to be a nightmare. We're gonna lose like 10-0. Like Spencer Strider's gonna throw a no-hitter against us. It's gonna fucking happen. But no, they don't. Stop. You had a fluke year. Enough. You guys are below the Marlins. Like, come on.
Good. So we had a Braves fan in the chat, and now we got a Phillies fan in the chat.
It's not true. But anyway, so as I was saying about the Mets, they are when things don't go right for them, they are just so easily defeated. And that's why I call them feeble, like Frank the Tank does. Because they're very feeble and soft. If they don't touch the starting pitcher in the first few innings, they will not come back in the game. They don't do it. They don't. That's why you know, when we played Washington, which I don't know how we lost 2 or 3 to them, to the fucking Nats. Like, that's embarrassing. I was disgusted. I was glad I wasn't watching them because I was on stream with doing the Knicks and doing the draft, but I was disgusted with them. So
one thing I've been thinking about is if they get Ohtani, he takes a DH and obviously starting pitching role.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, as much as we have the owner that is willing to spend money,
mm-hmm.
I don't think if he gets Ohtani, I don't know if he's going to give Alonso his deal. And
I'd have to say he gives him. I can't imagine Alonso walking.
But I think I would trade him. If you get Ohtani, you might as well trade Alonso and you'll get something to really either load up the major league roster with or load up the farm system. Because if you give him
you have to see where they're at in that position, because Pete is by far.
I love Pete. Like I like. It's just because when Pete gets older and his contract, he's not going to play first.
I very well know that.
And do we really want to go like the Cano route where we have to just eat the money and let it?
But you have to figure like a lot of veterans are coming off the books for us to sign Pete. And that's guys like, that make money, like Canna, Escobar actually makes money. Our starting pitchers like Scherzer and Verlander, they don't have long-term deals. So money is going to, be freed up. And I think we'll eventually get Pete long-term. And, you got to think like McNeil doesn't have a big contract. Like he's signed long-term, but he's not making a whole lot.
It's a 4-year extension. Yeah.
I know.
That's why I thought, I'm like, which one would you trade? Would you trade Pete or would you trade McNeil? Because if you get Ohtani, you have to give one of those two an extension. And Pete right now, because the way baseball is, he's going to get the longer term deal. And I said, trade McNeil. Maybe you get a starting pitcher or a bullpen arm, but they gave McNeil his extension.
Well, if I'm the Mets looking at guys, I would definitely love Ohtani. I would go after Julio Urias because he's like 27 years old on the market next year. And boy, we could use the starting pitching because you look at this rotation now, obviously Scherzer with his bullshit suspension, that was disgusting. Verlander has been hurt. Quintana's been hurt. Peterson was an absolute mess.
Thanks, Brody, for keeping him and trading away everybody else.
No, I know. Yeah, the one prospect he decided to keep, but utter disaster with Peterson. Miguel's been like a back-end starter at best, in my opinion. Senga's been shaky. Like, just the pitching really.
Yeah, as much as I wanted Senga, and I'm happy we got him. Like he relies too much on his he relies too much on his forkball.
I know. I'll give him more time to adjust because coming over from Japan is not easy to come here and dominate. But I mean, you can't. And then don't even get me started with the cookie crumble Carrasco before he had a fucking elbow issue. Of course, yeah. I'm sure he did. So you're telling me it had to be since last year because he sucked last year too. So
and I don't trust Billy Epper. Like if we get Ohtani, I could see him making small fucking moves unless our owner tells him.
No, yeah, he would have to know him.
Like Woody did this year to make sure we got Aaron Rodgers.
Right. No, yeah, that would be it. Almighty. Sorry, I'm just answering the question. Almighty asked John, would you trade for Jazz Chisholm? No, I wouldn't. He's an overrated player. No, he's not. He's not that good. The talent and swagger is there, but the whole package is not there.
And I don't get why I get that he offered the Marlins that he would go play center field.
Mm-hmm.
Should have just kept him at second base and have Arias.
They have Arias, who's like a fucking hitting machine, but
Arias is a hitting machine. You could play him at first. He could play everywhere else. You could make Arias your DH, even though they have Soler. They play Soler in right field.
Mm-hmm. That I don't know what they're doing in there. I know the Mets are better than.
Don't worry, Jazz will be traded in when he has 2 years left of control because they don't. Just like Alcantara is going to be traded in a few years because very few times do they give their players their money.
That's right. No, that's right. You're right on that.
It's one thing that Major League Baseball needs to change. They need owners that at least spend money.
Exactly.
Right, and Go ahead,
John. No, you go ahead, John.
It's funny because, everyone says, they look at the Mets and they're like, oh, well, that's so unfair that our owner spends money. No, it's not. It's not unfair. It's just, it's not fair that the other owners are so cheap. It was so bad. And it's funny. One of the members, disgruntled Taco in the chat sometimes, he's an Oakland A's fan. And I actually felt bad because they never fucking spent money. And now look at their team. They're going to Vegas. And now you look at it and say, should there be a floor minimum that they have to spend?
Should be a
I'm
setup.
glad you brought that up. So I saw a video from Barstool Chicago, Carl, where he brought up 3 teams that have never given out $100 million contract in their whole history.
Mm-hmm.
3 teams are Chicago White Sox,
Oakland,
and
Wait,
the
let me-
Royals.
Yeah, the Royals. Because I think.
And he brought up the 3 highest paid contracts they've given out in their history. The highest for the White Sox is Andrew Benintendi's $75 million deal. The Royals' highest paid contract is Salvador Perez's $82 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know the Oakland A's' highest paid contract?
Wait, I think is it Chavez?
Eric Chavez,
Yeah,
like
Eric
20
Chavez,
plus
yeah.
years ago,
Yep.
$66 million. So this is to all the Oakland A's fans out there. If you're going to stay with them when they move to Vegas, do you still trust the ownership to spend money while they're in Vegas? I don't.
They need a new ownership group.
Those 3 teams do.
I
3
agree.
of those.
I agree, and I think there should be like a minimum amount you have to spend.
Baseball needs to adopt the salary cap like the NHL, floor and ceiling.
Right.
That's right. No, I'm in agreement. I don't know if they'll ever put a cap, but at least a floor.
Probably not.
No, they'll never do that.
The
Or
players didn't want that. Long time ago, 94. Oakland is even at $100 million payroll.
Think of it like this: Max Scherzer makes more than the Oakland A's payroll.
Yeah,
by himself.
Even with his Nationals contract, he got paid $15 million last year from the Nationals pitching for us.
Jacob, do not fucking wish it. Don't.
I would not take Jazz Chisholm on the Yankees. Hirschman actually left a voicemail for Bobby Tatz addressed to Steve Balboni to coerce him to consider coming back out of retirement. Winning the division is overrated as hell. I'd rather get a wild card game while get hot while the winner sits cold in the division series waiting. Interesting take.
But you got.
I could see this being Bucks last year with us because next year he's going into the last year of his deal.
That's true.
And if they don't get to the division series or the NLCS, I'm not going to say World Series because I don't believe
I don't think so either.
So, this could be Bucks last season.
I'm in agreement. If it's worse than last year, I mean, what do you want me to say?
Worse than last year would be not making the playoffs because we got swept in the wild card.
I'm saying it has to be divisional round or up.
Oh, I agree.
For this team, at least, because I don't think they're winning a World Series this year. I don't like I still am very scared of the bullpen. They frighten me a lot every time they come in.
And I don't trust Billy Epler to get a.
No, I don't.
What's his name, Angry John?
Billy Epler. Because he's
Is that a Frank the Tank special?
Yes,
Remember when you guys got Michael Givens?
Oh my god, that was such a bad move. And I was literally like clamoring for like a guy like Jimenez from the Tigers, or I think Robertson was the guy I wanted last offseason to at the deadline.
I wanted Robertson and Fulmer. Bring back an whole
another guy but it was just like Michael Givens, really? This is the fucking guy?
I'm just like, okay, you went with a Buck person.
Yeah, and then he didn't even he wasn't even in situations where we were winning because he was so bad. Like that move backfired so horribly.
And it's telling that not just for the Mets, but Zach Britton, like nobody's bringing you into even going to extended spring training to get you ready for this season. Like I think Britton is done.
No, he's finished. He's done. Awful Yankees. Billy Epler, John, you officially won up my.
That's the Frank the Tank saying he's fucking inept sometimes. I don't know what he was doing last year's deadline. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. TC steals. Yankees also have the stupidest policies. The facial hair stuff is pussy. Why do you have? I mean, I'm not necessarily one that focuses on that, to be completely fair, but the Yankees are just inept.
I think the only way that policy gets changed is if the Steinbrenners ever sold it to somebody, new ownership group.
Yeah, that's the part they want to be like their father, not the part where they actually did fucking shit and cared about their team.
Alex, let me ask you something. Do you think the Yankees will spend I think they do go after Ohtani, but I also don't think they will sign him because they just gave Judge that contract. Plus Stanton's on the books still. Rondon, Garrett Cole.
They'll be very much
Like I do believe they will go after him and talk to him. I just don't know if they'll do it.
They'll be very much in the running. From what I heard from different folks, that if Howe was gonna like go after somebody at all, it's gonna be Shahai, but the Yankees are not going to sign him. Again, they have like too many players on the books, and you mentioned Stan, you mentioned Judge, you mentioned all these different guys. So I haven't even put that thought in my head. Yankees accept mediocrity. It's all about making money. I mean that's just the reality. I have no intention of going to a game right now.
I wonder when fans are actually going to start having some balls and not going to the stadium, but I can't control that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Why would the Angels trade Ohtani? Because it's
you
the
should
Angels.
just be outside the stadium, just throwing fans away. You could get.
So to answer Luca's question, the hardcores, even if they didn't go to the stadium, you'll have the casual fan that knows the Yankees because the Yankees are a global brand, a global name.
Exactly.
You'll get the tourist people in there. Ooh, Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
So the Yankees are going to make money no matter what. It's like Manchester United. You'll get like an American tourist that knows Manchester United because they're a global name. Oh, they'll go watch them.
Yeah. If NYY News TV becomes big time, I could see Simonetti headed ownership group and play for the Yankees. Just don't like Caputo or LI Yankee.
Oh shit! Are we starting more arguments? God,
trying to start a civil war. The real fans would block the entrances.
I could see Bezos and Amazon since they have that.
No, please.
Jeff
please
Bezos.
No. Please no. Please no, not them. I don't even know who else would be in play for the Yankees. They'd have to be like New York natives. Like I don't think it's going to be if they ever sold, which God knows. I mean, I don't think they will. This team, man. This team. It's just.
Yeah, I like the comment here. TC Steele's the real fans should block the entrances. That's right. Well, Luca, you know what? I'll help you with that. We can get the Hamburglar Becton. All right, we can get EIEIO McDonald. We can get Coots. We could all fucking tackle everyone before they enter.
Let's get Michael Clemens there because he'll knock some people away.
That's true.
Get all the convicts and everything that like any of our teams ever. You get Michael Vick.
We get Vontez Perfect.
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, God. I hate him. Such an ass hat of a player.
The Phillies are going to shit on the NL again. Wait till Harper gets healthy.
All right, I'll be waiting. You have like no pitching.
Did you see that report that Harper might get the okay to come back Tuesday?
I heard that. Yep. Bezos wants to buy the Las Vegas Athletics. That whole story is just a fucking sinkhole. People getting, friggin' pleasured up in the deck. You got fucking raccoons and fucking possums running everywhere. Sell the team. I mean, that's just a
toilets and busting pipes and the dugouts looking like shit.
I mean, they're copying right out of the Commander's book. They're copying right out of the Commander's book. Just put Caputo on a megaphone. He'll drive all the fans away. You know what? We got to save the turtles, John.
That's right. You got to save those turtles. I'll John, get Marley Rivera out there to make a PSA.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
My God.
And then redirect them to like wherever they came from, because there's all going to be, because like Armand was saying, it's not just the casual fans will be there, or maybe some of the diehards. You'll have those Midwestern people that come to New York. Like John knows all about all the transplants. Just ship them away to like Iowa and shit.
You'll see like Cubs fans that are taking a trip to New York because the Cubs are playing, and like they'll go see the,
And the Giants fans and the Mariners fans. I mean, it's such a joke. Such a joke.
Let me ask: is Joe going to have any stars on Thursday? If you know what I mean.
No, as far as I know, I get. Yeah, no, we have no. As far as I know, there's no interview set up for the future right now.
What kind of a question is this? Would you rather get sat on by Becton or Frank?
Why would you wish that on anyone? Almighty answered and said Mackay.
I mean, what the fuck? Bro, I remember yesterday. I'm not going to touch this subject with a 10-foot pole because it goes in like 5 different directions. But we were talking about music, and then I think it was John or somebody that talked about Michael Jackson. And then Crackle Nuts is like, no, I he didn't do anything. We played the piano, rode the roller coaster, fed the giraffe. I look back at that comment. I'm like, I'm pissing myself laughing.
My God, I can't.
I'm glad the times of agony and sheer frustration with people can at least laugh at any jokes minor. The next guys just put yellow tape around the whole stadium with under construction signs everywhere. Yeah, that's a good point.
What is this? This
Are we
again?
doing this again?
Bitch, I wake up.
Someone just infected me! Fucking Paul Stewart did this!
I don't really think so. He's clueless.
Well, let's
My God.
Let me just review these tweets. I've seen this tweet every month. Hold on,
He tweeted, what was it, 83 times in the 3rd inning or something?
Yeah, because he was pissed.
How do you tweet 83 times in one?
I don't know.
Let me.
A good Frank the Tank rant, is when he's fighting like this, and it's a good one.
Hold up, Armand. I want to show you something real quick. Hold up.
Oh, I think I know what he's got.
I got one of his shirts.
Cursed.
It's a birthday present, right?
Oh.
Yes, it is.
Next one's got to say feeble.
That's right, feeble. The feeble Mets and the ass clownery Jets. That's right.
I'm just gonna say this also as well, just as an homage clip because it relates so much to, I guess, John's Mets, the Jets, and the Yankees.
It's such a joke. This team is so bad. Why don't they learn their lesson? Why do I have to learn the lesson for them? I have not done anything to anyone. I'm a nice human being.
Here you go. Is this guy the Mets version of Austin Powers' fat bastard?
Yes, but the difference is Fat Bastard actually lost weight.
Yeah, I know. My God.
The chat the last
And Fat Bastard got laid. I don't know if Frank's ever gotten laid.
I don't think I'm gonna leave it at this. I don't think he could find it. John, if you know what I mean.
No, I know what you meant. I wasn't gonna.
Like nobody found his website.
Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ, man. But I think was it 2 hours 30 minutes? Gonna start wrapping up here. Armand, any final thoughts, man?
So here's his understanding. Here's my rule: the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out. And the Mets and the Yankees are fucking around, and they're gonna find out, and it's not gonna be pretty.
Exactly.
And, at September last year when they were fucking losing, I said they ain't winning the wild card, and I knew the way the pitching was set up that weekend for San Diego. And I said to one of my coworkers, I said, watch Trent Grisham hit a fucking home run, and he's going to be the reason why we're out of the playoffs. And what did he do? I think it was off of DeGrom.
Yep.
Game 2, Saturday.
Yep.
I'm just...
Just put up a sign that says caution may cause diarrhea after entering. Imagine how hard it is to take a shit if you're Frank the Tank. I wouldn't want to imagine that. Luca, do a shotgun. Sorry, Luca.
Not now.
Luca.
Do a shotgun.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? We might get one tomorrow. But Armand, hope you have fun at the Mets game. John, I know, has the names for you.
The only thing that's going to make me happy is the Porsche Grill and fucking market table buffet that they do during the day games during the week because it's brunch. It's the only thing that's going to make me happy. I'm going to get a cheap ticket and just go be bougie.
Yes. I'm going to put the Jets Turbulence pod in the chat That's
Thank
the
you.
podcast Armin is a part of course, with Dan and Joe. Why didn't Jim Moore, a senior coach in New York? I don't know, because he can't even talk about playoffs, especially with the Jets. Playoffs. But anyway, Armin, it was great having you on.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, my man.
All right. So with that being said, I guess we'll wrap it up here. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That was really good. Final thoughts. We'll start with Luca.
Can't wait for the show tomorrow, and I don't want John to flip out. I want John to be happy tomorrow.
That's right.
Flip out on the Jets.
Well, there's no reason to really flip out. You're just like, eh.
But anyway, I'm surprised there's a toilet seat that can.
What the fuck, Brad?
Brad's always coming in. Thank you, Booyah. John, final thoughts.
I am praying to God the Rangers win tomorrow. I already could see the Mets losing tomorrow to the Braves. They're going to drop both games, all right? They're going to drop both games. They're feeble. Denny Reyes is going to give up 30 homers, all right? And Easy Out Escobar is going to make 17 errors. But in terms of the Knicks, guys, I'm not really worried after this one loss. Let's stay calm, all right? We're going to get game 2 back. No, they're not taking 2 from us at our home court. No way. And, yeah, it's really not much for football anymore after this draft until, I guess, post cuts and training camp. So
and schedule predictions.
Schedule predictions, too. That's going to be fun.
True.
But like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff. John we'll have the video. Let's see. Mets going to get 2 brooms up their ass tomorrow. This chat has been elite, especially the last 2 days.
Oh God!
Boys in the Big Apple tomorrow night. We'll probably have the if you're a member, and if you haven't joined already, become a member. The Angry John Yankees recap up in the morning. But appreciate you guys, and we will see you next time. Peace.